You're in Braves country.
O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy, the big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik, and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don, Ernie, Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip, Boom, Bam, Ramalama, Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z, think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
Like me.
He will glove in front of.
Directed to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, the Baltimore Orioles. Playing second base, it's Jackson Holliday. 10 home runs, 33 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .252. Batting second, playing third, Jordan Westburg. 8 home runs, 15 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .243. Gunnar Henderson, batting third, playing short. 10 home runs, 29 RBI, 10 stolen bases, batting .279. Designated hitter and batting cleanup, Ramon Laureano. The ex-Atlanta Brave has 10 home runs, 27 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .273. Ryan O'Hearn, batting fifth and playing first. He has 11 dingers, 30 ribbies, 3 stolen bases, a .290 average. Back behind home plate, batting sixth, Gary Sanchez. 5 home runs, 24 RBI, .236 average. Colton Cowser is in left field and batting seventh. He has 7 home runs, 15 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .224. Batting eighth and in right field, Tyler O'Neill. 2 home runs, 10 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .193. Batting ninth and in center field, it's Cedric Mullins. He has 13 home runs, 41 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .214. On the mound for the Baltimore Orioles, the right-hander, Dean Kramer. He's 7-7 with a 4.27 ERA, a 1.29 WHIP, 97 innings, 100 hits allowed, 78 strikeouts, 25 walks, 12 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with the Atlanta Braves bullpen. Your Atlanta Braves bullpen, as a whole, is ranked 7th in Major League Baseball, even after a rough month of June. They are ranked in the National League only behind San Diego, the Cubs, and the Giants. Starting off the bullpen game for your Atlanta Braves, it's Aaron Bummer. The southpaw is 1-1 with a 2.86 ERA and a 1.18 WHIP. 34 innings, 35 strikeouts, 29 hits, 12 walks, no home runs served. Backing up the bullpen and Aaron Bummer in the bottom of the first inning. Leading off in right field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronald Acuna Jr.
Bravo.
Ronald Acuna Jr. trying to get out of his mini slump, but is still batting .341 with 9 home runs, 18 RBI, and 4 stolen bases. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. 16 home runs, 56 RBI, a .264 average. Batting third, playing third, Austin Riley. 12 home runs, 42 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .273. Jerickson Profar is batting cleanup and in left field. He's got a .259 average, 2 home runs, 2 RBI, 7 for 27 on the season. Batting fifth and behind home plate, it's Drake Baldwin.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
The Drake hit his 10th home run last night. He has 28 RBI and a .274 average. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 241 clip with 11 home runs, 40 RBI. Batting seventh, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 6 home runs, 28 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting 222. Michael Harris II, batting eighth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves. 6 home runs, 43 RBI, 12 stolen bases, batting 215. Batting ninth, manning shortstop, it's Nick Allen. 235 average, 15 RBI, 6 stolen bases, and a heck of a gold glove. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Doug Eddings. Your first base umpire, Eric Backus. Second base will be manned by Gabe Morales, and down the third base line, it's Austin Jones. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, expected to be about 92 degrees at first pitch, with the wind blowing out left to right at around 7 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 146 on the money line. The over-under is 9. Our pick to click tonight, small sample size for the guys that have seen him in the lineup. 3 at-bats or less for 7 of the guys in the lineup. Baldwin and Harris have never seen Kramer on the bump. But everybody except Ozuna in that small sample size, they have a base hit. We're going to go with Jurickson Profar. He's swung a pretty good bat so far. He's in the middle of the lineup right in front of the Drake. Right behind Riley, got to figure he's going to have a chance to cash in. Although I think this is going to be a good offense today. It's going to be one of those strange days we get about once every 4 or 5 days where you see a glimpse of what the Braves offense can be, and it just brings us back in. Give me your Atlanta Braves to put some on the board and win this one 5-2. Keys to the game tonight, that Orioles offense still has pop in the lineup. They're on a down year, but it's really been because of the pitching staff. You got some dangerous bats top to bottom in that lineup, but it's more top-heavy than anything else. If you can get past Holiday, Westberg, and Henderson today, it's a little smoother sailing, though you do have some bats you got to be aware of. We all know Ramon Laureano can keep the line moving. O'Hearn's got 11 home runs in his own right, but all in all, it's the top of that Baltimore lineup. The 1, 2, 3. We keep them off the base paths. This bullpen may perform a little better than a lot of folks think. Need to tie this series up and look to win it tomorrow. Remember, Sunday's broadcast, it's an early one. 11 a.m. will come on the air, 11:35 first pitch. It's expected to be Grant Holmes Day. So it'll be interesting to see how the Braves manipulate the bullpen today to set themselves up to also be competitive tomorrow. We do have an off game on Monday, so you could be a little more aggressive as opposed to staring a new series in the face after tomorrow. After that, we go on a 6-game road trip before the All-Star break in Atlanta. Hope to see everybody on the meet and greet day. Anybody who's decided to join, let us know. We'll give you the details. I think right now we've got a half dozen or so that have signed up. The more the merrier. Sunday, July 13th, 2 p.m., we're getting together, watching the Atlanta Braves take on the St. Louis Cardinals in Game 3 of that series. The Creekwood Tavern is where we will be at. It's a little less than 4 miles from Truist Park. Once again, that's Sunday, July 13th. First pitch is 2:15. I'm planning on getting there at about 2 o'clock. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call! You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country, or good afternoon, however you want to say it. Let's see what we got going on here today. Do this on the other, my first, hope all y'all can hear me. We're having issues. All right, we're going to run through this anyways. And I'm going to jump off here because I got to do a sound check that it's not working on one of the radio stations. See who we have in the chat here today in the country club. I see Tree Nug and Justin Hightower, B.A. Baracus, Brian Andrews, Timmy Powell. Panel, good to see you, Timmy. Peter, good to see you. Yeah, we're having all kinds of problems. Mark Ricky Ricardo, Oswaldo Perez. We had this hooked up to something else yesterday. Uncle Charlie Fritz, good to see you. Justin Green Machine. Oswaldo Perez, country club member. Here we go. I think I got it connected, and that's what I wanted to check. I think the sound hasn't been. Here, we'll get it fixed. There we go. All right. There we go. That should sound a lot clearer. I might have missed some. We're going to try to hit some right before we have to hit the break. I'm up against it. Iron Lung, good to see you. See some of the folks not in the country club. George Peterson, Iron Lung, Braden, YouTube Truth, George Pearson, Kenny Clark, Cody. I think I've gotten all the country club members. If I haven't, let me know. The screen jumped on me. We had this connected to something else yesterday because we didn't have the chat going. I mean, the play-by-play, and it's had some kind of internal issue this morning. Let me see here. I know it's going to be a slow go today. I'm sure a lot of people are dragging, or they're just going to check out the game as they go along today. So we may not have the normal number of people in that I normally see. So I think that's it, everybody. If I missed you, like I said, no, it's actually good, Brian. You can lower the volume on your own. That's user error, buddy. That is user error. All right, we'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Try to keep up. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves Country. Just about set for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hope y'all had a good 4th of July. Of course, in case you missed it, we are in a bullpen game today. So we'll see how that goes. I think they feel like it's just not worth going down and getting someone for a spot start or so before the All-Star break, and they'll figure it out after that. So Aaron Bummer's we're in our City Connects today. If you're not familiar with that, well, light blue sleeves, white top to bottom, A across the chest, blue ball cap with a blue bill and a white front with the A outlined in red. And Aaron Bummer's firing his last few pitches. Waiting for the 3D to kick in. The Orioles are in their orange tops, gray pants. The Oriole logo on the front. The black batting helmets. Looks like we got the 3D in earlier than usual today. And we'll see what kind of crowd we have today, because kind of expecting a lot of folks are fatigued by this team, but let's get it going. We are set, and it's first pitch. Play-by-play, yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country, and it's a strike there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Sweeper nowhere near the zone. 2-1. Two-one count. Brings it. 91 on the outer edge. 2-2. Braves nothing. Orioles nothing. The 2-2. Outside wide. Full count. Full count. Jackson Holiday batting .252 on the year, 10 home runs. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Smoke him if you got him, because he got him. One away. Good pitch there by Aaron Bummer. I kind of like the idea of him starting. First of all, it'll be interested to see how the Orioles stack their lineup with the lefty starting. But the other thing is the first pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped foul. It's 0-1. If he gets some quick innings, you could get him all the way into the third. I think that they're looking at it as hopefully one time through the lineup. The 0-1 down and away. Looked like he went around. He did. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Also know it's 4th of July weekend, so I'm sure a lot of folks got a lot of things on their table today, but hopefully some of y'all can stop in and say hi. Appreciate you spending your ball games here with Braves Country Radio. I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. The 0-2 in the dirt, but it hits him. He hit him in the foot. Are you kidding me? So he'll send first guy down to first. So 1 on, 1 out, and that's how we get started here in the first inning. Lefty-righty matchup, first pitch, or lefty-lefty matchup, excuse me. First pitch on the way to Henderson is down and in sinker. It's 1-0. Braves infield is back and to the right. We fan out like this tonight. In the outfield, it's Profar to Harris to Acuna in the outfield as a sweeper. Right there for a strike, about belt high. That's 1-1. Infield is the same as yesterday. Riley to Allen to Ozzie to Olsen. Drake Baldwin back behind home plate once again. We think Murphy probably gets it tomorrow, the 1-1. Swing and a miss, sweeper. It's 1-2. The 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Curveball way outside wide. 2-2. The 2-2 from Bummer. Kicks and sets. Swing. Just fouls it back. We'll do it again. A little bit underneath that one, but he pretty much had it timed up. They might want to get away from that sweeper. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the first 3 batters. 2 away. First pitch on the way is a curveball, about belt high. Over the plate to the ex-Brave Ramon Laureano. It's 0-1. I was hoping the Braves were going to re-sign him, but he ended up signing for a pretty hefty price, and you knew with the Braves' salary constraints this year is the 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. That just wasn't going to happen. It's a shame. I really liked the kid, and I think he would have really helped us keep our head above water beginning of the season. But nobody could expect that Jurickson Profar was going to go on the suspension list. The 0-2 bangs it foul. We'll do it again. Oh, 2 count. Come set. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Aaron Bummer strikes out the side. Let's go, Braves country!
You know, that's a double-edged sword. You know, it's kind of like watching your mother-in-law go off a cliff in a Cadillac. You know, you got mixed feelings.
Now Ricky Henderson. And with Ricky Henderson, don't look away for that first pitch, because Ricky looking for a fastball right away to park in the stands in left field. He's done it more often than any player in history. All the years, if you think of Ricky, you think of the steals, but he's an all-round leadoff man. And there it goes, number 76. He adds to his record, and that was a no doubt about it home run. Truly a big fly for Ricky Henderson, the 76th time in his career that he has as the first batter in the lineup led off the game with a home run.
My favorite number that's not 3 and 8 or 88 now. My favorite numbers were like 51, 47, 55, 57. And I'm like, man, we gotta go with something with an 8, and that was everybody else's opinion too. I was thinking 28. 28's it. I wanted 28. Let's be 28. And Texaco said hard no.
Armchair.
Brooklyn rarely rose above 6th place. Even their diehard fans called the Dodgers Dem Bums.
The Dem Bums became the Dodgers. That was the big name for them. Our bums, our beloved bums. But the term, when it was first used, was pejorative. In the 20s and 30s, people in Brooklyn needed the Dodgers to win, and they'd go out to the ball game, and the Dodgers would lose, and they'd lose stupidly and carelessly and dumbly, and people would come out of Ebbets Field saying, them bums, those lousy bums, they lost again. How'd those bums do today? And it wasn't until they started to win that the nickname became an admirable nickname. It became capitalized.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves grab the bats. Ronald Acuna Jr. leads us off. First pitch on the way is 93 miles an hour right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Sorry, that was an accidental sneak into the dugout. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Fouls it out of play. It's 0-2. We've seen Acuna's batting average drop about 60 points. Of course, smaller sample size the last couple of weeks, but you'd like to see him getting back on track. The 0-2. Swing, lifts it. High into right center field, but not very deep. Drifting over, making the easy catch. For out number 1 is Tyler O'Neill. Left to right in the outfield today for the Orioles. It's Cowser in left, Mullins in center, O'Neill in right. Around the horn is the first pitch on the way to Matt Olson. Is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Third base, you got Westberg to the shortstop Henderson. Second base Holiday, and first base is O'Hearn. Gary Sanchez behind the plate. The 1-0. Outside wide ball 2-0. 2-0 count. Braves nothing. Orioles nothing. Just getting going here in the bottom of the first. Sunshiny day, warm, hot day here in Atlanta. A little bit of a breeze, the 2-0. Curveball off the edge, well off the plate, but called for a strike. It's 2-1. Didn't get a great draw behind home plate today. It's Doug Eddings. We've seen him recently several times. The 2-1. Swing! That ball is belted into the gap. It's going to get down where the green grass grows. Matt Olson goes shopping in the gap for a double with 1 out to get Braves going here in the first inning. Let's go, Braves country!
This is not watered down. This is Ice House.
Ice House.
Smooth as it gets.
Good piece of hitting there by Matt Olson. Got one he could tag, and he raked it into the gap. First pitch on the way to the rake is swung on. That ball is belted high and deep, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 2-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 2-run lead. 429 happy feet.
Blue, you're my boy!
Dead center. 44th RBI, 13th home run. 108 miles an hour off the bat. And your Atlanta Braves leap out to a 2-0 lead. Let's go. First pitch on the way to Jerkson Profar is down and in. For a ball, it's 1-0. We've got the new Profar soundbite. Jerkson. We're going off the Jerk store. Even though when he gets hits, I usually say Profar, pro good. There's no clip for that. Is the 1-0. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. The 1-1 count. So for you Seinfeld fans, you'll get it. The ones that don't, sucks to suck. The 1-1 down and in, 2-1. Braves 2, Orioles nothing. If you're just joining us, Austin Riley with a 2-run home run to dead center, 429 feet later, they're calling it now, the 2-1. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. 2-2 to Profar. You look at the numbers on the pitching, and even with the injuries, the Braves still have pretty solid pitching staff. They can get the offense going. They can get on a roll. The problem has been that offense all year long. The 2-2, very close inside. Good take by Profar, just in off the track. It's a full count. The payoff pitch from Kramer. Swing, chops it over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. One away. We got to beat Kramer. I mean, he's rocking a man bun, for Christ's sake. You can't beat the man bun guy. Who can you beat? Those of y'all with man buns, we apologize for nothing on this station. So 2 down. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin is off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 swing, sizzles it back foul. 1-1. You kind of figured, or at least I did, and we still got a long way to go, so we'll see how it works out. But when we get the bullpen game, that's when we'll all of a sudden get the runs. But when Strider goes out on the mound, they forget to hit. The 1-1 swing, that ball is hammered into right field down for a base hit, and it's a 2-out single for the Drake, and the thing keeps rolling.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
So that'll bring Marcell Ozuna, and you'll notice he's much further down in the order, batting 6th. Brian Snitker was asked about him possibly taking a seat for Drake Baldwin to DH every once in a while as the first pitch misses high and in the zone. It's 1-0. And he scoffed at it, said he remains as DH, but you do notice they dropped him down in the lineup today. The 1-0 right there on the outer edge. 1-1, and it's just down one spot. You can't drop Ozuna lower than 6th in this lineup. I mean, dropping below Ozzie or Harris or Allen would just be ridiculous. But his power numbers have tailed off for quite a bit. The 1-1 down and away, 2-1. He's had 4 home runs in the last 2 months plus since the beginning of May. And that's about where the injury happened, and he continues to say it's not been a big deal. I don't buy it. The 2-1, outside wide, 3-1. And I do understand that he is working counts better these days. He's getting walks. And with that being said, he's a guy that honestly, his speed is such a non-factor now, teams are willing to walk him. The 3-1, swing, fouls it away, we'll do it again. But there have been so many balls that he has hit that in previous years, the last few years, they go out of the stadium, and this year they're either falling short or he's off a tick and he's knocking them foul. And that's got to be related to that hip issue, even though he says it's not. The payoff, swing, chops it off his foot. So we'll do it again. And you wonder why they're not willing to take him out of the lineup. If they are planning on, are they calling catcher interference? They are. I thought he hit the ball off his foot. The bat hit the glove. So he'll head on down to first when catcher's interference, and we'll have runners on first and second. Hey, we'll take that as we won't count it as an at-bat, but we'll take it as a hit and give him the soundbite. But you got to think, if you are planning on trading Marcell Ozuna, you got to get his numbers up much more impressively. So that's why he's going to continue to play very regularly. Nobody wants to make a trade for him at this point. First pitch on the way is a curveball inside. Just misses. It's 1-0. Looks like Eddings is pitching to the zone early on. The 1-0. Swing. Can of corn. Ozzie Albies special. Pop up. Out behind home plate, and that'll end the inning. Braves get a couple on, but then Ozzie came to the plate, and that's it. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Austin Riley puts us on the board. It's 2-0.
Yo, how the police gonna pull me over for texting and driving? They be on a whole ass laptop in their front seat.
Hi, 1 herbal tea, please.
Which flavor?
Flavor, jasmine?
Sorry, I meant for the boba.
The little spheres of tapioca and sugar?
The tea comes with boba.
Well, It doesn't, because I see the T right there and I see the boba over there. So why don't we just not combine them? Yeah? You know, so I'll take the T without the covert diabetes delivery mechanism, please.
The system won't let me do that.
Okay. Yeah, no, fine. One boba, please. We'll call it a mental health day treat. Self-care, right? Isn't that what people call it whenever they need an excuse to do whatever they want?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, of course you don't. Of course you don't. One chewy sugar tea, please.
All right. You can scan the code.
Why?
Because the code takes you to the app.
That's 2 apps today. You know, even though I'm already talking to the person that could just take my order right here, but I got to download an app, right? How about this? I have cash. You have tea. Why don't we just streamline things?
We don't take cash, though.
Yeah. How about cards? Take cards?
Yes.
Oh, great.
But there is a $10 minimum. There's no minimum on the app, though.
I got a short memory, just like when I was in the 3rd grade. 2 of the best years of my life.
Baseball, it's a level playing field. There's equality. All the inequalities in American life check their hat at the door. Once you're there, there's a sort of bleacher democracy that the banker can sit in the bleachers and converse with the working man next to him. Baseball exists under a kind of bell jar. It's impervious to change.
How many games you going to win this year, Daffy?
Well, I'm going to win all I can, buddy.
How much is that, Dad?
Well, how many would you like to have me win?
Oh, about 45.
About 45. Well, I'll do the best I can. If I win 45, that isn't going to leave many for the other players to win, is it?
That's all right.
Well, I'll do the best I can anyway for you and the rest of the boys.
Thank you for the contribution, Peta. First pitch on the way is a lefty-lefty matchup. Bummer brings it to O'Hearn right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Braves lead it 2-0. If you're just joining us, bullpen game for the Atlanta Braves. No injury to report. The 0-1 inside 1-1. 1-1 count. Way he's pinching the zone, it's going to be tough to keep this score low. The 1-1 right there at the knees, 1-2. Got to figure Bummer is expected to go through the lineup, like we said, the top one time, and then they'll probably go as the 1-2. Swing, slices it foul. Do it again. You still have Austin Cox in the bullpen, a left-hander. De Los Santos. You got Dylan Dodd, another left-hander. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the curveball. 1 down. 4 outs, 4 strikeouts for Aaron Bummer. They'll also be able to lean on Hernandez, Iglesias, Pierce Johnson, Dylan Lee, Rafael Montero. And I think it'll really just go according to how the game is going. As the first pitch is a curveball in the dirt, it's 1-0. Tomorrow you got Grant Holmes on the hill, and that's why they broke up Holmes and Strider going back-to-back. It's because they want to put the bullpen game in between those two. 1-0. Inside, 93 misses. 2-0. Now, in theory, you could skip the bullpen game this week with the day off. Some people would say you'd like to skip either Elder or Fuentes to start, but that's neither here nor there. The 2-0 fouls it straight back. 2-1. Two-1 count. Thank you for the contribution, Jason Up and Adams. The 2-1 curveball right there at the knees. 2-2. Looking pretty sharp. Unfortunately, you can't run Bummer out there for 60, 70 pitches because he'll just run out of gas. But if you could get him through into the 3rd inning, even if he can't complete the 3rd, I would take that as a huge victory. Then maybe you'll get Montero or De Los Santos as the 2-2. Down and in. Full count. I don't think they would go back-to-back lefties, but they could with Austin Cox. Full count. Brings it. Swing. Hammers it down the left field line, but plenty foul. The payoff pitch, swing, hit hard on the ground, just foul. Riley was coming up ready to throw Sanchez out, and he would have had him with ease, but instead it rolls foul. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 strikeouts for the Bumster. 2 down. Can we get this more often? Can we put him in the starting role? I'd rather run a bullpen game and maybe you have someone like Bryce Elder piggyback off him. First pitch on the way is a sinker up top. It's 0-1. They'd probably more likely do it with the youngster, but I'd like to keep the youngster rocking with regular starts and not mess with his psyche. The 0-1 lifted high and deep, going back on the track, making the catch in the corner is Jerickson Profar to end the inning. The Braves have a 2-0 lead, and Aaron Bummer, baby, Cy Young. Let's go.
Imagine running your mouth on social media and then boom, I catch your ass at Walmart. Hashtag cleanup on aisle 3.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
And all the calls I made on 4th down all those years, you know what my favorite 4th down call was? Punt. It was the most successful play we had.
Chuck Norris doesn't breathe air. He holds air hostage. Death once had a near Chuck experience. Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door.
How difficult is it to hit a baseball?
I don't think it's that difficult, simply because you only have to do it 3 out of 10 times, you go to the Hall of Fame. The first thing about hitting that is important is you have to be fearless. I mean, if you're scared of getting hit with the ball, forget about it. I look for a fastball every pitch. Now, if you're looking for a fastball and he throws you a slider, a curveball, a changeup, a forkball, a knuckleball, a palm ball, a spitball, a screwball, you're going to hit it. You can just adjust to it. Now, if you get a young kid that's going to swing at a high pitch occasionally or a low pitch occasionally, he's going to be very aggressive. Let him do it. Don't try to make him swing at strikes only. The important thing about being a hitter is being aggressive.
Chuck Norris's calendar goes straight from March 31st to April 2nd. No one fools Chuck Norris.
That's sort of a myth around. Ruth couldn't handle himself. How could he handle other players? Well, that's nonsense. I mean, the man drank a lot and he raised hell and he caroused, but he was a major league player for 22 years. He must have taken care of himself pretty well. And could he have managed? Who knows? Some terrible people have become great managers. Some likely people were terrible managers. He certainly deserved the chance. He didn't get it.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way is a ball way outside the zone to Michael Harris II. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sinker up top. 1-1. Aaron Bummer so far, 34 pitches in, 24 for strikes. 5 strikeouts. Just the one blip on the radar was the hit by pitch with an 0-2 count. Splitter, down and in, 2-1. I call that an old Charlie Morton pitch. He used to hit the batter on the back foot with his curveball, and that's about almost exactly where Bummer did it. The 2-1, swing and a miss. 92 right down the middle. You can't tee it up. I'm telling you, Harris is broken. They should really think about sending him down to AAA towards the end of the All-Star break just to keep him working during the break. See if he can get down there and work together. And I want him as far away from Tim Hires as possible. The 2-2, swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. Thank you for the contribution, Southern Guy. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So he'll go sit down on the pine. And that'll bring Nick Allen to the plate. Nick Allen first pitch on the way is a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. Righty left matchup. The 0-1 to Allen. Right there on the outer edge, 0-2. Nick Allen batting .235 on the year, 15 RBI, .575 OPS. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Brings it. Down and away, 2-2. The 2-2. Turns and flips. Up top. Caught looking. Strike 3. 94, top of the zone. Got to swing the bat there, Nick. 2 down. I think that just locked him up. I don't think he was intentionally thinking that was out of the zone. Maybe he thought it, but it was definitely in the zone. Two up, 2 down, and that'll bring Acuna to the plate. Ronald Acuna Jr., 0 for 1. First pitch on the way. Swings at the very first pitch he sees, dribbles it into the dirt, and the slump continues. 3 up, 3 down. He slams his helmet. That won't get him on base. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Can I get you a cup of coffee?
Yeah, well, it's already 10 o'clock in the morning. You don't drink coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning where I come from. I'll take a cold beer instead.
Perhaps something to eat?
You know, come to think of it, my stomach is rumbling a little bit. I'll have another cold beer.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Found a rattlesnake by the shed door, told Grandpa, and he said, well, you know where the pistol is. I was 8.
And with 2 out, you talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. Trying to catch lightning right now. Sachs waiting on deck. High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
Hey, does anybody else whole body start hurting as soon as you start putting work clothes on? Or was it just me?
Now, new heroes emerged from Ruth's shadow. Luke Appling, Johnny Mize, Earl Averill. Mel Ott of the Giants was so feared at the plate that he was once intentionally walked with the bases loaded. Hack Wilson of the Cubs hit even harder than he drank, 1 year batting in 190 runs. Still a major league record. One writer said that Wilson was built along the lines of a beer keg and not unfamiliar with its contents.
Welcome back. Sorry, some technical difficulties. We're at a 1-1 count. Aaron Bummer is back out there on the mound. The 1-1 is delivered high, deep down the right field line, but foul and out of play. It's 1-2. Braves lead it 2-0 if you're just joining us. 2-run home run by Austin Riley. The 1-2, swing belted, high and deep. That is going way back on the track, and she gone. A hanger. Tyler O'Neill. Man, that thing brought rain. That thing was annihilated. Unbelievable. He caught that pitch hanging, and it was good night, Irene.
Man, that ball got out of here in a hurry. You know, anything travels that far, I'd have a damn stewardess on it, don't you think?
So 2-1 your score. First pitch on the way is a sinker at the knees. It's 1-0. Yeah, Tree, that broadcast was pretty cool. I like the old school stuff that they did. A 2-0 count to Mullins, lefty-lefty matchup. The stuff they did on the screen as the 2-0 is inside. Shows bunt, pulls back. They said he didn't offer 3-0. I really like that old school stuff because I'm just a sucker for the nostalgic, whether it's old radio or old TV, any of that kind of stuff. And they did a great job, the 3-0. Inside, ball 4. So after giving up a home run, Aaron Bummer's probably about out of gas. I mean, he's sitting at 42 pitches. And he looks like he might be cooked. See if the Braves are going to flirt with danger and leave him out there. I would have thought one time through the order, which we just hit the bottom of the order. Oh, they don't even have anybody organized and ready. Dylan Dodd is just starting to get up, so there you go with that. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. That is some bad bullpen management. If you're going to do a bullpen game, you need to know how to manage it, son. What are you doing? You're waiting for the guy to get in trouble? Is the 0-1 down and in? 1-1. You have a bullpen game. Managers who were on the stick, they will already have one, maybe even two guys ready, depending on the situation. Instead, they had nobody ready. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Ball comes out of Drake Baldwin's hands. So that's going to be an easy steal for the Baltimore Orioles. Mullins took off. He got a pretty good jump, and I don't know if Baldwin was going to get him anyways because it was a curveball, but a bad handle by Baldwin came right out of his hand. So a 1-2 count, lefty-lefty. Braves lead by 1. Pitch, swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. You know, the other dumbfounding thing about them not being ready, so he's going through the top of the lineup for a second time. He's not the bottom of the lineup. So that's number 2. And then number 3, he's got some pretty hard-hitting power hitters that are due up immediately. Right-handed. The 1-2 way outside wide, 2-2. So Bummer did a great job. They've just let him in too long. You're going to hear people complaining about Bummer and DFA him and all that nonsense. It's not. This one is 1,000% on Brian Snicker. The 2-2 swing, chops it over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out, 1 away, but the runner will easily move down to third, so the tying run is in scoring position, which means the Braves will have to bring the infield in. And Bummer set to face the right-handed bat of Jordan Westberg. He is a hard-hitting right-handed infielder. First pitch on the way. Curveball below the knees. It's 1-0. And this is another sign that they don't believe in Tim Heyer's offense, because a lot of times you would play this infield back this early in the game trying to stay out of a crooked inning. The 1-0, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. On deck is Henderson if you're thinking about pitching around the 1-1. Down and in. That almost got him in the back foot. 2-1. And he just looks like he is absolutely on fumes. He's at 51 pitches through 3 innings, or 2 1/3. That is a large pitch count, even if you're a starting pitcher. The 2-1 lifted. That'll at least tie the game. That ball's going back to the track, and Brian Snitker gives up 2 home runs in this inning, and the Orioles lead it 3-2. He is absolutely on fumes. His 9th home run of the year. And like I said, everybody's going to complain about Bummer, but he never should have been left out there for that long. So the Braves have coughed up the lead. Brian Snitker gives up 2 home runs here in this inning. 3 runs total by bad bullpen management. And he's going to finally come out and get Bummer, but it's too little too late. We'll be back in a flash to see if the Braves can put this fire out. It's Dylan Dodd coming to the bump.
Down a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Well, there you have it. The die is cast. The Mets are worse off now than they were when Will Palmer was their owner. Stevie Cohn, he is another false prophet, another letdown. Everything failed. The Mets, you can mark my words. Every time the Mets get a brother of a star, he's a bum. Acuna's brother, who I hear already demanding a trade, will never do anything for the Mets. This is Alex Ochoa. This is Fernando Martinez. 5-star players, 5 tool players. There are 5 suck players. They can't throw. They can't run. They can't hit. Who's going to be left on this team next year? There's nobody. They're going to be terrible. It's going to take at least 10 years to make them competitive. This year is a disaster. Worst season ever. You suck. And now there's nothing left. Nothing. This is the most hopeless I've ever been about this team. The Mets are worse than the Oakland A's. The Oakland A's have more hope than the Mets.
Though it was a hitter's decade, one of the most admired players was a dominating screwball pitcher named Carl Hubble.
Well, I was always fascinated by Carl Hubble, Mr. High Pockets. He was a left-handed pitcher for the New York Giants. And his most famous pitch was the screwball. And he'd thrown so many of these things that his arm was literally deformed. And you could see it when he walked out to the pitcher's mound. His arm, the screwball is a reverse curve like that. He'd thrown so many that the palm was almost out when he walked out. Curious. And I was so impressed by this pitcher that I used to walk around like that when I was about 9 years old. My mother used to say, "What is wrong with that arm of yours anyway?" They finally made me stop it. It looked as though I'd fallen out a window or something, and my parents hadn't had enough money to give me the right operation to get the thing twisted back right.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more. First pitch on the way is a cutter right there on the outer edge to Henderson. Just off the plate, it's 0-1. Dylan Dodd in. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. So not only did they do that with Bummer, but you've put so many innings on his arm, you won't be able to see him till next week. So many pitches on his arm. It's just a really bad job of bullpen management. The 1-1, down and away, 2-1. He won't get the questions post-game because the Atlanta media is made of Laffy Taffy, but at some point, someone's got to answer the question internally. Why is he still around? The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Give Walt Weiss a chance at the wheel for the rest of the season. I don't care who you put in charge. 2-2 count. And for the people who keep saying, well, they just don't fire people in the middle of the year. The Phillies did it just a couple of years ago. Rob Thompson, they got rid of Girardi. He took them all the way to the World Series because they believed in the guy. The 2-2, down and away, full count. And the last time that I'm ever going to give any kind of tiny bit of hope that he can turn this team around, that went out the window the other night when they asked him about morale, and he said there's nothing he can do. The payoff, swing, chops it over to first. Olsen has it, flips it to Dodd. He'll step on the bag, 2 down. These guys will continue to play hard because they're professionals and they're looking at the big picture in their world, which is put up good numbers, get paid, et cetera, et cetera. But to put wins together, you have to have inspired baseball. And if the manager isn't there to inspire, what is he there to do? Because he doesn't make the lineups anymore. The only thing he really is supposed to do is bullpen management and lead the troops. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Cutter that really acted more like a sinker to Laureano. It's 0-1. Laureano came out of his shoes. He wants to belt one in Braves country. He wants to remind everybody they shouldn't have let him go. The 0-1. Cutter down and in. This time he laid off. 1-1. Nicholas Bummer did extremely well. 2 innings, 5 strikeouts, but just got lazy and greedy with the bullpen management. The 1-1 chops it off the plate, 1-2. 1-2 count, and this is not a Braves baseball team that has scored a ton of runs. So you can't go on the idea, well, we've scored 2 already today. It looks like we're going to really put some runs up, so we'll just leave Bummer out there to get beat around in the 3rd inning. He should have never seen the top of the lineup. The 1-2, check swing back to the mound. Dodd has it, flips it to first, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Birds take the lead on Brian Snitker. It's 3-2. Braves will grab the bats when we return.
Steak and donut sandwich, please. You want cigarettes on that sandwich? Oh, I look like a Mary? Yes, I want cigarettes.
I tell you what, we had another sorry practice today. These guys, I don't know if we're going to be able to beat anybody this year. Quarterbacks, they can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. I don't know if we could hit that indoor facility right there. Receivers, they couldn't catch a cold if it was the middle of February, dropping everything. Defensive backs, gosh, I wonder why they got grass stains all over their jerseys. They fall about every play. About 2 or 3 of them are falling. And our kickers, gee, it's like the Army, left, right. They're kicking it all over the place. I don't know if we can beat anybody this year. Guys, and leadership, no, we don't have any leaders out here. Guys are soft. They just can't. I don't know. Maybe I ought to give them a week off and start over and see if we can regroup and find some real tough guys out here.
And is it correct you just started identifying as female 2 weeks ago?
I'm not here to talk about my transition. Let me tell you something. I am the strongest woman this state has ever seen.
Any words for the challenger?
Good luck, Heather.
Luck is for dudes.
Armchair.
In the 1934 All-Star Game, Hubble astonished the baseball world by striking out in succession Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin.
I saw so many great pitchers, and maybe it's because of an early impression, but of all the pitchers I saw, thinking in terms of their control of themselves, as well as their ability to throw the ball, to manipulate the pitch. I would say, let's put it this way, if I had a ball game to be pitched and my life hung on the balance, I'd want Carl Hubble to pitch it.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Olson 1 for 1 on the day. The 0-1. Swing belted deep into right field. If she's fair, she's gone. She gone, baby. Ding dong, that pitch is dead. A solo shot. 384 happy feet towards the chop house.
Plank Road Field, smooth as it gets.
108 miles an hour off the bat.
Always smooth, never watered down. We must win today. Losing is not an option.
His 17th home run, 54th RBI. And your Atlanta Braves have tied this baby up. It's 3-3. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley, who hit a home run his last time up, is a curveball right there on the edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 93 at the knees. 1-1. Shadows are starting to cross towards home plate, so that'll be an issue. Maybe not in the third or fourth, but definitely by the fifth. I would say the next time the Braves come up, it'll be an issue. Right now, the Shadows are just behind the catcher. Sunshine for Riley and the pitcher. The 1-1. Swing, fouls it straight back into that shaded territory. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Splitter chased it away. 1 away. Matt Olson's been a one-man wrecking crew. He's really carried this offense since the slump of Ronald Acuna Jr. His last 7 games, he's batting .385 with 2 home runs, and that was going into today. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. His last 15 games going into today, he's batting .316 and .321 in his last 30. 1-0. 94 on the inner cut. 1-1. His OPS in this time period, this past week, 10-22. The last 15 games, about an 850 mark. 1-1 outside wide. 2-1. And in the last 30 games, he has an OPS of .959. And that's not nothing. The 2-1. Swing, chops it. Profar will be an easy out. Wait a minute. Is that a foul ball? Home plate umpire stopped Profar in his tracks, and he stopped. First I thought Profar was stopping to get his bat. I was like, man, run. But looks like he's calling it. Are they calling it on Sanchez? Let's see what happened here. Did he have another? He's lifting his. I don't see. Oh, they're saying it was foul. Home plate umpire called it in foul territory. Vancelino, the manager, came out to argue it, but to no avail. So the 2-2, swing, pops it up. Back behind home plate. Easy can of corn, 2 down. Braves 3, Orioles 3. At least we're scoring some runs today. This back half of the season, if we're not going to win a ton, can we at least score a ton? I want to see exciting offense. Drake Baldwin, who singled his first time up, he's 1 for 1 and now batting .278. First pitch on the way is a 93-mile-an-hour sinker out of the zone. It's 1-0. I do think there's a very good chance you're going to get is the 1-0 outside wide 2-0. At the trade deadline, assuming that they move Ozuna, and I do believe they will, unless something drastically changes, you're going to get a combination of Drake and Smurf at the DH hole. The 2-0 fouls it back 2-1, and then the other one will grab the tools of ignorance, as they say. 2-1 count. Righty, lefty, here's the pitch. Chases a splitter down below the knees, 2-2. Good pitch by Kramer. Man, we'd have a field day with him if he was on our team, wouldn't he? A name like Kramer. Much as I use those clips, the 2-2. Swing! That ball's laced into right field. That is down, and it's going to get up against the wall. He's going to wait for it to bounce off the wall, and Drake Baldwin's going to head to second, and it is a 2-out double by the Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
That pitch was down and away from him, and he just looped it towards the right field corner. Good piece of hitting by the Drake. His 5th double of the season. That'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate with the runner in scoring position. Number 6 batter in the order tonight. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball well off the plate. It's 1-0. Ozuna reached on catcher interference. Kramer comes set, kicks and fires, swing, laces it towards right, but that's going to die in the glove of O'Neill and end the inning. Not before. The Drake gets a double, but more importantly, Matt Olson's solo shot will be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House.
If I was a flight risk, I wouldn't even be here. I could be in another country this afternoon if I wanted to. I got friends who can create false passports.
All right, I apologize for my client, Your Honor.
Apologize for your client. Don't apologize for me. I didn't rob no bank, okay? I don't want everyone in here thinking I'm some kind of bank robber, okay? I don't need the money. I'm a drug dealer.
They had played 9 years together, and Big Papi never knew Dustin Pedroia's name.
He called me Pee Wee.
Catcher comes over to me and goes, "Hey, what's up, Dustin?" I go, "Hey, what's up, man?" David walks over and goes, "What'd he call you?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "What'd he call you?" I said, "Dustin." He goes, "Hey, why'd he call you that?" I go, "That's my name." He goes, "Oh, is that right?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. I played 1,600 games with you. They've actually said it 5,000 times. Now batting, number 15, Dustin Pedroia." And he goes, "I thought it was Pee Wee." And I'm looking at him, I'm like, "You thought my parents would name me Pee Wee?"
Armchair.
After the 1934 season, Babe Ruth toured Japan with an all-star team. 500,000 fans turned out in Tokyo to cheer the mythic hero they called Babu Rusu. Babe's big bulk, reported the New York Times, today blotted out such unimportant things as international squabbles over oil and navies. "We like to believe," said the Sporting News, "that countries having a common interest in a great sport would rather fight it out on the diamond than on the battlefield." The Americans won 17 of 18 games. Ruth hit 13 home runs. But in one game, a high school boy named E.G. Sawamura struck out Ruth, Charlie Gehringer, Lou Gehrig, and Jimmy Fox before the Americans managed to get a single winning run. Sawamura became a national hero, and the tour sparked the formation of the first Japanese professional league.
Welcome back. Braves Country. Braves and Orioles are tied at 3. We go to the top of the 4th. And lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to O'Hearn as he is sitting in the shadows now. It's well off the plate, wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Dodd could really take advantage of that. It's harder for them to pick up the spin on the ball when it crosses those shadows. The 1-0 swing, hammers it down the first base line. Is that fair? If it is, yeah, it is. And Acuna's got a long way to go. He'll fire it to second, but just beats the throw. Good hustle by O'Hearn, and they've got a leadoff double. That was barely fair. I thought it would foul at first. So 1 on, nobody out. Gary Sanchez, the batter, first pitch on the way, 87 up top. It's 0-1. Sanchez struck out his first time up. Of course, that was against Aaron Bummer. Tell you right now, my wife just saved my life. She came in here with something called a frosted coffee from Chick-fil-A. Holy crap, have y'all had one of these? The 0-1. High and out of the zone, 1-1. 1-1 count. That was a long day yesterday. This frosted coffee is a lifesaver. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Pushing Button says the shadows mess with the umps too. Well, that might help us. The umps have been terrible. Yeah, it looks like it froze. I'll try to pull it back up. It does that from time to time. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. Except reload it. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I don't always notice it because I'm not looking at it. So if y'all mention it, just let... I usually tend to see it at some point. I'm looking at the game as I call it, and I'm looking at the statistics. Though it's in front of me, it's kind of in my peripheral. See if we can get that loaded up now. A 1-2 count, or 1 down, 2 runner at second off that 1-2 strikeout is what I was trying to say. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball. Swing and a miss, lefty-lefty matchup with Cowser. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Thank you. Was it Jacked Milk? That's a funny one. The 0-1. Right there. Cutter on the edge. 0-2. 0-2 count. Runner at first. 1 out. Or second. 1 out. Swing lifted. High and deep. That ball's got wheels on it. She gone. A 2-run shot. Cowser blasts it over the right field wall, and the Atlanta Braves trail by 2. We might have a good old-fashioned shootout here tonight. The wind is whipping, and it's a hot day here in Atlanta. We know the ball can carry. So our offense may not be as quiet as it has been. But it still drives me nuts that he wasn't ready to go get Bummer in the 3rd inning. We gave up 3 runs in that inning. That should have been a 1 spot. So back to the drawing board. First pitch on the way to O'Neill is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Got to figure in the near future you're going to see Montero, I would think. The 0-1. Blasted. Deep into left. Going back. On the track. Making the catch for a loud out number 2. That ball had a lot of lift. He just got underneath that one. So 2 down. And Mullins, who walked his first time up. First pitch on the way is 94 at the knees. It's 1-0. Of course, Tyler O'Neill, he was the one that hit the home run the first time up. And then they let Mullins get on, and Westberg followed it. So the Braves have given up 3 home runs so far, the 1-0. Chops it foul off the plate, 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way. Down and away. Slider. Misses. The 2-1. Swing. Lifts it. Pops it up high in the sky. Should be an easy play for Profar. He fights the sun, but he makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Not for the Braves cough up too. I think we got ourselves a good old-fashioned barn burner, folks. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trailed by a deuce.
I don't know which one of y'all need to hear this, but just because you got your taxes back don't mean you could call out of work. You need to take your ass to work. We grown. We got responsibilities. You could spend that money on whatever you want. Just take your ass to work.
Throughout baseball history, there's been a wide variety of colorful personalities. And then there's Joe Charbonneau. When he was younger, he made money participating in bare-knuckle fights. In his rookie season, he took the league by storm and won Rookie of the Year after batting .289 with 23 home runs and drove in 87. Stories about him both on and off the field are legendary. He never wasted money on bottle openers. He would just use his eye sockets to open the bottle. He was never one for doctors, once fixing his broken nose with pliers and stitching up a cut with fishing line. During a spring training game in Mexico, a random stranger attacked him with a pen. A song named after him called Go Joe Charbonneau reached number 4 on the 45s chart in Cleveland. As fast as his star rose, it quickly burned out after a series of back injuries limited him to just 70 games in his last 2 seasons.
He was comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. He was a good two-strike hitter. A lot of hitters aren't comfortable with 2 strikes, you know. Then they go into emergency mode. They don't want to strike out. That used to be the old mindset. Nowadays, as Pete said, they go up there hacking. That's a pitcher's dream, is a guy that...
Atlanta had 4 guys on their team last year struck out over 150 times. Now, we all know Mike Trout. He struck out 184 times last year. He was MVP in the American League.
I will say that I've had thrills before, number of them. Something like hitting a home run in Chicago that time. The Lord was with me when I called the shots. I can't go on forever. Somebody's got to take my shoes and take my place. But you can bet your sweet life that I won't play until I drop, but I'll play until I damn near drop. Thank you.
Welcome back, Braves Country. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is down and in for a ball, curveball in the dirt. It's 1-0. I swear I'm not doing that intentionally. The 1-0. Down and in. Did he go around? He did not. 2-0. Shadows might help Ozzie. He's hitting 222 on the year. If we score a lot of runs in this game, I say change every start time to 4 o'clock going forward. The 2-0. Swing, slaps it over towards third. Tough play, but he should have him as Ozzie's just kind of gently jogging down the line. 1 up, 1 down. I know they're being told to do that, but that's another thing I would like to see change in the next regime. Start seeing some hustle, I guess. I don't want a guy blowing a hamstring out run to first, but I'd like to see some hustle to put some, as the first pitch on the way to Harris is swung on and fouled back, it's 0-1. I'd like to see the next guy who runs the clubhouse want to put some pressure on the opposing defense. Just knowing that you're going to be hustling down the line, the 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. Man, when we had guys like Michael Bourne and Rothfield for call batting, the infielders knew they better get it out and get it over there fast. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. And the Acuna one is the one that bothers me the least because Ron Acuna Jr. has had so many leg injuries. He's coming off one this year. I don't want him blowing out his hamstring, so I get it. But some of the other guys, I mean, guys like Ozzie and Harris who haven't been hitting well, the 2-1, swing, lifts it into left center field, lazy fly ball, easy catch, 2 down. When they get one on the ground, and that's where they should be aiming for, they should be going all out, putting the pressure on the opposing defense for the fear that if you have one misstep, and that's what causes errors, bad throws, juggling the ball. I don't remember the last time you saw a juggle of the ball when a guy like Ozuna is running down the line because they know that they got an hour and a half to get it over there. First pitch on the way to Allen is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. And if Ozuna's power outage is real, the Braves are going to be better off moving from him from the offseason. I hate it because I liked watching Ozuna, but he may have hit his peak. Father Time is undefeated. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Down and away. 1-2. The 1-2. Swing. Slices it toward right center field. That's going to get down. Nick Allen takes a long turn. Front heads down to second, and he is safe. Good hustle by Nick Allen. We were just talking about that very thing. That's how you hustle out the box.
Kidding? It's not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity v in relation to the trajectory t, in which g, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
Head first slide. He just beat it in there, but a great hustle play by Nick Allen, and that'll bring Acuna to the plate, but a runner in scoring position. First pitch on the way is a cutter off the edge. It's 1-0. Base hit here could cut the lead in half. It's 5-3. We've seen a lot of runs cross the board already. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Up top. They're going to say that missed. Looked like it hit the zone. A 2-0 count. Righty-righty matchup. Inside. That one's a strike. What the? I mean, come on, man. What are we doing here? That pitch was well off. What was funny is the Braves cast pointed that one out, but they didn't point out the other two that hit the zone. The 2-1, 94, that one was in the zone. Ball 3-3-1. So I'll take it. If they're going to give us 3 out of 4, all 4 pitches, by the way, have hit a part of the zone. The first one was ticky-tack, but the other 2 were definitely strikes. The 3-1. Kramer steps off the bump for a second. Standing on deck is Olsen. He's 2 for 2 with the home run and an RBI and 2 runs scored. So you know Kramer does not want to pitch to him. The 3-1 count. 95 right down Main Street. Full count. Acuna had that look like, man, oh man, I should have swung at that. He's right. That was right in his wheelhouse. So you got a full count, 2 outs. Infield back into the left. Kramer comes set, brings it. Swing, slaps it down the third base line. We'll do it again. Full count. Olsen on deck. Runner at second. He could pitch around him, so he's got to keep that in the back of his mind. They set up wide the pitch. 94 off the plate, ball 4, and he will head down to first. And that'll put runners on first and second. And 2 outs. Matt Olsen, the batter. Good piece of hitting by Ozuna. They're going to go out there and have a quick talk. Go over some game planning there. Looks like Drew French, the pitching coach, is out there speaking with them as well. As your home plate umpire, Doug Eddings. He runs out there to break up the powwow. So here we go. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. 94. Misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Good block by the catcher, Sanchez. Allen and Acuna stay put. Two-0 count. Pitch on the way, 81. Off the plate, 3-0. He's really pinching him now. The 3-0 brings it. Swing and a miss. He was trying to get all that one. We'll go ahead and back up the screen for a second in case we get movement on the base paths. The 3-1 count. Swing and a miss. 93 blew it right by him. Up top. And he's just rearing back. So now the runners will be off to the races. The payoff pitch. Runners go. Swing! That ball's hammered down the first baseline, but foul. Just foul. We'll do it again. Looked like he might have gotten a hold of that one, but couldn't keep it straight. So once again, the runners will be off to the races. You got a full count. First and second, 2 outs. Kramer stepping off the bump. Not sure what that was, but looked like he was pulling at his pants, but I guess he's all right. Here he goes, the payoff pitch. Swing, slices it back, foul, jam shot inside. Pretty good hard pitch. Now they're focusing it on the broadcast. I think they're wanting to know, is he rubbing something off of his pants? I believe it's just the dirt that's back there, but they'll probably be checking his hands as he goes in. The 3-2 swing. That ball is hit hard down into right field. That should score 1 run. It will, and Acuna will stop at second. He thought about going first to third, but that ball was absolutely smoked, and the ice house comes through again.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House.
Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
That'll cut the lead in half. Still runners on first and second. And there are 2 outs. And that'll bring Austin Riley to the plate, who hit a home run. A 2-run shot his first time up. Kramer's at 81 pitches. We're in the 4th inning. Doesn't seem to be a sign of them going to the pen just yet. The shadows have completely covered home. The pitcher is still standing in the sun. The first pitch on the way. Swung on, foul back out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Matt Olson, by the way, have yourself a day. He's 3 for 3. 2 RBIs, a solo home run. 2 runs scored. There is now a left-hander warming up in the pen for the O's. The 0-1. 94 up top misses. 1-1. So he's definitely not giving the top of the zone for a strike. And Kramer kind of lives up there. He's a fly ball pitcher. Gets him in trouble from time to time. But he normally goes east and west more than he does north and south. The 0-1. Swing! That ball's hammered down the left field line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. 1 run will score. Your Braves have tied the game at 5-5. Here comes the throw to the plate, and Olson's dead meat. Good send by Freddie. I like it. That'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 2 on the board. Austin Riley coming through, backing up the ice house with Acuna and Nick Allen scoring. How about it? 5-5, we're still alive.
So we pull up our canoe, and there are like 400 Indians with arrows aimed right at us. I'm starting to freak a little.
Actually, it was probably closer to 300.
Okay, thanks, Clark. So I say, we come in peace.
Well, no offense, but it was actually Sacagawea who said that.
Right. Well, luckily we brought plenty of beaver furs.
Pelts.
Do you want to tell the story, Clark?
Here is the time that Babe Ruth fought the wall, and the wall won. July 5th, 1924. In Ruth's first at bat, he slapped a double to right field that moved leadoff hitter Whitey Witt to third. In the fourth, with 2 outs and a runner on third base, Senators first baseman Joe Judge connected on a pitch that went down the right field line. Seeing this, Ruth sprinted to the left, hoping to end the Senators' scoring opportunity. As the ball dropped foul into the crowd, bam! Ruth ran full force into the wall and dropped unconscious to the grass. Immediately, both the Yankees trainer and uniformed police hurried to the Babe's aid. At first, they thought he had hit his chin on the concrete, but they soon discovered that he had been knocked out by a jolt in the solar plexus. He also hurt his left leg at the hip. Ruth would eventually come to after 5 long minutes. Aside from the noticeable limp, you would never know he was hurt. In his next at-bat, in the top of the 6th, he would double off the center field wall. Ruth would finish 3 for 3, and the Yankees would go on to win the first game 2-0. After the final out of the second game, Ruth was diagnosed with a bruised pelvic bone. Despite the news, he wouldn't miss any time, and he would go 3 for 4 and belt his 22nd home run of the season the very next day.
Ruth's Far Eastern tour was a triumph. When he got back, he learned that the Yankees, team that he had built, had decided to dispense with his services and had no intention of making him a manager. He turned down an offer to run their best farm team as beneath his dignity. Instead, he joined the worst club in the National League, the Boston Braves, lured by a vague promise of becoming manager the following season. The Braves never really meant to give him the manager's job. The main hope was that his mere presence would boost receipts.
Welcome back, Jack. Atlanta Braves tied this one up 5-5. We head to the top of the 5th. First pitch on the way from Dylan Dodd to Holiday is a cutter right there for the inner cut for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and grips. Swing and a miss. Good cutter. 0-2. No, I've said this a few times before, but I like the idea of Dylan Dodd in our bullpen going forward. He has shown that he has kind of changed his repertoire up and doesn't try to do too many pitches. So, from a bullpen standpoint, is he 0-2? Down and away 1-2. I know you're going to get people in the very near future that are going to start telling us that is the 1-2 up top, misses high. 2-2. They'll start telling you, well, we got to put him back in the starting rotation. It's just a different pitcher when he's in the bullpen. The 2-2, swing, chops it over to Ozzie. Ozzie's got it, scoops it, flips it, and it's 4-3 put out, 1 away, taking care of the leadoff hitter of the Baltimore Orioles. One up, one down, and Jordan Westberg, who's 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a 2-run home run, takes a swing at the first pitch he sees, fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Little surprised that they've got him out there for this 5th inning with the right-handed bats that are due up and the power bats. But hopefully he's got someone working in the bullpen. I haven't seen them flash into the bullpen recently, so I don't know, and I can't see it from my vantage point, but hopefully they've got someone in the bullpen ready to roll if he gets in trouble. 5-5 your score, top of 5. The triple nickel. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Cutter down around his ankles. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pops it up. High in the sky, giving chase. Ozzie Albies over the shoulder catch, making it look easy. 2 down. That is one thing that kid can do, man. I love watching him chase him down over the shoulders. Those are not as easy as people think they are. And he does it with relative ease. He must practice those quite a bit because he's never struggling to look for. In other words, he always knows right where he's at. He gets the ball into his vision over his shoulder, and he just goes for it. Olsen does a great job of that, too. First pitch on the way is a ball to Gunnar Henderson. It's 1-0. Down and away. 2-0. There you go. It's De Los Santos who's warming up in the pen. I think in a perfect world they hope to get him out of this past Henderson, but if not, is the 2-0 right down Main Street, 2-1. You got Laureano, the right-handed power hitter, standing on deck. I would think if he comes to the plate in this inning, you'll see De Los Santos. The 2-1. 87 below the knees, 3-1. When you do these bullpen games, you just can't have that mindset that Snicker has sometimes of pigeonholing yourself into, well, he's got to go this many innings, this many pitches. The 3-1 swing, broken bat, and the ball's going to roll to Ozzie. Ozzie's got it. That'll end the inning. 4-3 in your scorecard. We'll grab the bats and see if we can put some more pressure on those Orioles. We'll be back here on Braves Country.
Cutest diner right beside my neighborhood. It's called Waffle House. It goes for this antique chic view, and props to the designers because they definitely made it feel old. The menu had several different breakfast options. I asked the waitress what's her favorite thing. She said Xanax, but I just went ahead and went with the All-Star Special. I asked her what paired best, and she gave me a Mr. Pibb. It was awesome. The bacon was a little undercooked, so I asked the chef to throw it back on the grill for a bit, and she said fight me. They're so quirky there. Great experience. 10 out of 10.
Rio de Janeiro to here, do you know how far that is?
6,842 miles.
Well,
Look.
do you know what kind of mail system they must have?
The Brazilian mail system, government run, with an annual budget of 27,485,000 pesetas.
How do you know these things?
You mean I'm right?
I swear to you, some white people are so extra, because if they see somebody they don't know or ain't seen in a while, they'll be like, Tom, is that you? Well, shove a stick up my ass and call me a corn dog. How you been?
In 1936, 2 new stars made their first appearances in the big leagues. The first was a 17-year-old fastball pitcher from Iowa, whose father had built him his own practice field. He was signed by the Cleveland Indians, and in his very first start, he struck out 15 St. Louis Browns. A few weeks later, he set an American League record by striking out 17 A's. Then, he went back home to finish high school. His name was Bob Feller.
We went to the World Series in 1834 in St. Louis and saw the Gas House Gang. And I thought right then and there that I was only 15, that Major League Baseball wasn't that far away. And not being cocky, I had a lot of confidence. My father gave me a lot of confidence. I never was afraid of a batter on a mound. They may hit me well, but I was never afraid of them.
Welcome back, Atlanta Braves baseball here on Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way to Jurickson Profar. Mrs. Hyatt's 1-0. Really want him to get a base hit so we can use his soundbite. Looks like Sanchez is going to run out there and talk to Kramer for a second. Dean Kramer said in 85 pitches here in the 5th inning. This will probably be his last if he gets through it. Profar, ground out and a foul out. Batting .241, but obviously a small sample size. A little bit of a hot streak will get him skyrocketing over 300. 1-0. Pops it back foul. 1-1. 1-1 count. Looks like that Stallings behind the plate now. Looks like they took Sanchez out of the game. The 1-1 pops it up. High in the sky. Left field. Coming in, making the catch on the run is Cowser for out number 1. Have to see what happened there. Jacob Stallings, man, that guy bounces around everywhere. Longtime Marlin Stallings, man, we've already seen him 3 other times this year. See if I can find out what happened to. Looks like that's going to be it. They're going to go ahead and grab Kramer. He's done for the day. Kramer looks confused. He says, dude, Baldwin's 2 for 2. Get out of here. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves all knotted up at 5, bottom of 5. On this date, 1925, Milt Stock sets a National League record by having his 4th consecutive 4-hit game, going 16 for 23, compiling a .696 batting average during that streak. 31-year-old second baseman's output, which includes 3 singles and a triple, helped the Brooklyn Robins beat the New York Giants at Ebbets Field 6-3. On this date in 1936, San Diego Padre minor leaguer Ted Williams, pinch hitting for the pitcher in the 7th inning in a game against the Angels, gets his first professional hit, a long single off the right field fence at LA's Wrigley Field off Glenn Babler. The 17-year-old Padre, future Red Sox Hall of Famer, stays in the contest to replace the hurler he batted for, retiring the side in order before he will be removed from the mound in the next frame when he gives up 2 home runs. And on this date in 2013, Max Scherzer becomes the first pitcher in 27 years to begin the season 13-0 when the Detroit Tigers beat the Toronto Blue Jays at the Rogers Center 6-2. In 1986, Red Sox right-hander Roger Clemens started the season with 14 consecutive victories and no losses. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. All right, we got the screen figured out. It was jumping on y'all. That's why we had the picture up there. No need to be ugly there, Racing Slappy. Can you become a member? How about that, you cheap bastard? All right, Drake Baldwin goes back to the plate, and Gregory Soto, who we've seen quite a bit of over the years, is coming in, the left-hander. First pitch on the way, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it away. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. I don't know, Milk. I've got so many of them. I don't know if I have one in particular. The 0-2 misses high. 1-2. Soto didn't like the call, but he's been doing that all game long. He has been pinching the top of the zone. The 1-2 comes set. Inside, almost gets him. 2-2. The 2-2. Inside, that one did get him. 98-mile-an-hour fastball got him in the arm. He appears to be okay. But man, that's a dangerous spot. Really close to the elbow. See exactly where it got him. Oh, I think he got lucky. I think it scraped his jersey on by, missed his elbow. And if it hit him, it barely got him. It might have gotten all jersey. Man, that's fortunate. That ball was humming. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is a slider. Right there, first strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. The left-hander comes set, brings it. Swing! That ball's lifted into center field, making the diving catch right out in front of him. Cedric Mullins for out number 2. Drake Baldwin will race back to the bag. 2 down. He was playing it halfway. I don't think even if he tags up, he's going to have a chance because Mullen is right there in front of the bag. He almost misread that. It led to a disaster. Gregory Soto, if you don't remember, he's a former Philadelphia Philly. Is the first pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. Way outside wide, it's 0-1. Played for the Phillies in 23 and in 24. The 0-1. Fouls it away. 0-2. Started his career with Detroit before signing as a free agent with the Phillies in 23. Lifetime ERA of 4.11. The 0-2. Swing. Hits it towards right field, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Ozzie Albies keeps the line moving, and it's first and second with 2 outs, and the Wiz coming through, just hitting it against the grain.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
They had a shift on. And he hit it in between first and second. Second baseman was almost standing right at the bag. So what would normally be an easy out leads to a single. Now it's up to Harris. Michael Harris, sinker in the dirt. It's 1-0. Harris, 0 for 2 on the day, batting just .214. An OPS of .560. 1-0. 98 at the knees. 1-1. He's calling that low strike, but the high one's where he's really pinching him. But I wouldn't say he's calling an overly low strike. He's calling it right there at the bottom of the corner. The 1-1, swing and a miss, chase the slider off the plate. It's 1-2. So what he's really done, the home plate umpire, Doug Eddings, he has created a much smaller strike zone, which should lead to more runs than it has. 5-5 your score, bottom of the 5th. 2 on, 2 out. A 1-2 count to Harris, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Someone's got to teach him how to shorten up his swing. He's still swinging for the downs with 2 strikes, and that's why he's hitting .213 now. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
It's unacceptable. We shouldn't let him get away with it.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, let's
give him
stab
a
him.
piece of our mind.
Funniest baseball team names of all time. Number 9 from my home state of Ohio, the Akron Rubber Ducks. Number 8 are the Traverse City Pit Spitters. Number 7, the Burlington Sock Puppets. The marketing part of every minor league baseball team has to be the only department that never has to get drug tested. Number 6, the Danville Dans. Their mascot isn't even a mascot. It's just a guy whose name is Dan. Number 5 are the San Antonio Flying Chanclas. What is a chancla, you might ask? It's a flip-flop that abuelas throw at their grandchildren when they are misbehaving. Number 4, the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Number 3, the Missouri River Motorboaters. The Bismarck Larks are changing their name to this for one day. They said it was because they want to honor their boat-loving fans. Sure, yeah, right. Number 2 are the Carolina Disco Turkeys. What is a disco turkey? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Take all of my money. And number 1, the Florence Yalls. What is their team name? A yawl. What is a yawl? A water tower. What?
It was a ton of Gen Xers that just unanimously agree that the good old days were better. Give me a real concrete answer on why the good old days were better than now.
I think it was easier to be happy a long time ago. I think that today it's expensive and difficult for people to be happy. It was much easier to be happy. You could sit on a porch in a rocking chair with your friend and a glass of lemonade or iced tea. Back in the day, it was just easier to be happy than it is now.
Imagine Bob Feller, 17 years old, in the small farming town of Van Meter, Iowa, throwing against the proverbial wall of the barn and having a fastball that could beat any in the major league at that time. What was particularly extraordinary when the young feller at 17 came into the major leagues, and what people forget, is that his fastball was so great because his curveball was extraordinary too.
Braves 5, Orioles 5. First pitch on the way from De Los Santos is a strike there on the inner cut. It's 0-1. It'll be Laureano, O'Hearn, and then Jacob Stallings. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. '96 inside, almost gets him 2-1. The 2-1 count. 86 on the outer edge, 2-2. Looks like it says that, I'm going off of one of the pages on X, for the Orioles, Gary Sanchez left the game with right knee pain. He did run into something catching a pop fly in foul territory as the pitch on the way is fouled straight back, 2-2. And that's what they're all saying. He left the game with knee pain. That's all they're saying. So no more to report on it than that. 2-2 count. Brings it. Oh, my word. He is pinching the bottom of the zone. That may have been below, but it looked like it got it. He has got a very narrow height on his strike zone. And it's really not wide either. He's just got an incredibly small zone today. The 3-2's off the plate. That'll be a 6-pitch walk, or 7-pitch walk, excuse me. But honest engine. He should have gotten the strikeout. But we've had the advantage of that as well, so it's just what we're dealing with. Nothing you can do but move on. Irritating, but first pitch on the way is a changeup in the dirt. It's 1-0. The Orioles broadcast is basically saying you think we got it bad, and they just showed our 4 starting pitchers that are down for the count. Starting with Lopez with shoulder surgery is the 1-0 up top, 1-1. A.J. Smith-Shawver, who we'll see in 2027 with Tommy John. And then Sale hopefully in August and Schwellenbach hopefully in September, but we're not guaranteed those either. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. 2-1 count. Hit your out-of-town scoreboard real quick. Angels and Blue Jays, it's 3-3 in the 10th. Red Sox 9-3 over the Nationals. They are in the 7th. Phillies lead the Reds 3-1 in the 7th. The 2-1. Swing. Rifles it foul, 2-2. Brewers and Marlins, they are tied at 2 in the 6th. Yankees trailing the Mets 7-4. Rodon was on the mound tonight for the Yankees and Montas for the Mets. Yankees should have had a good chance of winning that one. Diamondbacks lead the Royals 4-1 in the 6th. The 2-2 rifles it back foul. Fisted behind home plate. We'll do it again. Twins 6, Rays 5. That's a final. And the Cardinals came back and out-crushed the Cubs 8-6 in Wrigley. Wind was blowing out to left about 15 miles an hour in that one, and it was jumping. The 2-2, swing lifted, high and deep into center field, but not quite deep enough. Harris will make the catch right before the warning track. He'll fire a long throw into the infield. One away. Just a reminder, y'all. Tomorrow, the Braves Orioles, it's 11:35 first pitch. So we'll come on the air around 11 and get you ready for the 11:35 first pitch Grant Holmes Day, Game 3 of this series. And then we head to California. First pitch on the way to Stallings is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Looked like they put a hit and run on with Stallings. Jacob Stallings. Catcher replacing Gary Sanchez, who went out with apparent knee injury. Stallings, 35-year-old ex-Marlin, the 0-1. Four-seam fastball misses down and away. 1-1. Stallings started the season with the Colorado Rockies, but hit just 143 with the Rockies. De Los Santos flips it over to first. Close play over there. Laureano will still run. We saw it last year. He picks his spots, but he can still steal a base. The 1-1 swing, fouls it back, 1-2. Stallings started his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates, played there from 2016 to 2021. He was with the Marlins 2022 and 2023. And though he never put up great numbers, he typically hit well against the Braves. The 1-2. Did he go around? Look like he did. He did. Strike three. De Los Santos got him. 2 down. It's funny when you look back and you see these guys who terrorize your team, and you go to look at their career numbers, you're like, are you serious? Are we the only team he got hits against? Kind of like that Tyrone Taylor up there in New York. They're going to go get the left-hander, Austin Cox. That's it for De Los Santos. So he should get a decent round of applause. He did a pretty good job. And we will go to the break. We'll be back in a flash. We weren't here for the broadcast yesterday. We just had the chat up. So here's your 4th of July turn-back time. This date, 1939, quote, "Fans, for the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about the bad break I got. Yet today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. I've been in ballparks for 17 years and have never received anything but kindness and encouragement from you fans." That was Lou Gehrig speaking to a sold-out crowd at Yankee Stadium. During Lou Gehrig's Appreciation Day at Yankee Stadium, the Iron Horse's uniform number 4 will be the first ever to be retired. Initially to be moved to speak, the emotional man of the hour changes his mind when skipper Joe McCarthy encourages him, setting the stage for baseball's most iconic speech when he describes himself as the luckiest man on the face of the earth. And on this date in 1985, the New York Mets outlast the Atlanta Braves, finally winning the ballgame 16-13 in 19 innings after Rick Camp, a weak-hitting hurler with an .060 average and 83 strikeouts in 167 plate appearances, hits an improbable 2-strike, 2-out homer off Tom Gordon to tie the game in the bottom of the previous frame. Shortly after the game ends at 3:55 in the morning, approximately 1,000 fans remain at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium to see the pre-dawn fireworks, which awaken and frighten many of the ballpark's neighbors. Welcome back. Austin Cox comes to the bump. This will be his 4th outing. He flips it over to first real quick to keep Laureano close by. Lefty-lefty matchup. Colton Cowser, who hammered a 2-run home run in the 4th, is the batter. First pitch on the way is a slider. There on the outer edge, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, chops it foul. 0-2. Austin Cox, career ERA of 4.2. He's only had one other season in the majors in a short stint with the Kansas City Royals. Played about half the year. So not a really small sample size, but it was 2 seasons ago. He's got a 1.80 ERA this year in 3 starts, or 3 appearances, excuse me. The 0-2's in the dirt. That ball kicks well to the right and towards the on-deck circle of the Atlanta Braves. So Laureano will scoot up 90 feet, and he's in scoring position. The 1-2. 96. Caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that'll end the inning. Braves are tied at 5. We go to bottom 6. It'll be Allen, and then the top of the order. We'll be back in a flash, Braves country.
Of course you are!
Gen X Hotline, what do you want?
My son saw another student with a vape pen in his backpack. Should we tell the teacher or go straight to the principal?
All right, let me check the book on that. Teacher or principal? Okay, it says, tell him not to be a snitch and to mind his business.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Have a great day.
I was blackballed for 2 years. I couldn't get a job. And because of that, I lost my big, beautiful house in Los Angeles, my shiny Mercedes, all my stuff. And as you can imagine at the time, I was really crushed. They thought that I was some religious zealot, but to me, it was just that I didn't think it was the right thing to do. And also, I really love my wife. And as I've said, and I'll say it a million times, these lips are meant for one woman.
Eyes closed. I have a surprise.
Did you do the dishes?
I said surprise, not miracle.
Gen X Hotline, what do you want?
Hi, I work from home, and with the kids still home on summer break, I am not getting anything done.
Okay, so step 1, have you tried locking them out of the house?
Okay, but like what would they eat all day?
Okay, do you have any like honeysuckle or blackberry bushes in your neighborhood?
Yeah, I think so. Why?
They're gonna be fine. That's what they're gonna eat.
Really?
Yep.
What about the bathroom?
Oh no, they're just gonna poop in the woods.
What?
You're good. You're welcome.
Wait.
I never want to hear the term Uncle Stevie again. It was all a lie. As with everything with the Mets, always teasing, never pleasing.
Baseball stories are so various, and they swap characters in them, but the way I heard it, Lefty Gomez himself, a pitcher, faced the 18-year-old Bobby Feller. The first one came over, and the umpire called it strike, and the second one came over, called it strike, and the third one came over, and the umpire called it strike, and Gomez said, I thought that last one sounded a little low.
Welcome back, Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves are tied at 5. Scott Blewett, well, he's on to show us a lesson or two. First pitch on the way is a pitch high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Kind of forgotten about Scott being over on back on Baltimore. The 1-0. Nick Allen. Swing. Fouls it back. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-1. Maybe if we can pound the hell out of him, they'll DFA him again and we can grab him again. 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Slider 1-2. Scotty B, of course, he was with the Braves for a good part of this season. We got him off the scrap heap from Baltimore. And Baltimore retrieved him when we tossed him back for Craig Kimbrell, who we sent packing. And, of course, Ruiz is the 1-2. Hit hard on the ground, backhanded over at shortstop. Here's a high throw, bad throw, and Nick Allen's going to make it in safe. We'll see how I would say that will probably be an error, but with this being at home, they may give Nick Allen a base hit.
Hitting, not about muscle.
It's going to be a really difficult play for Henderson to make. He was off his back foot, so it's not an automatic hit.
It's not complicated.
Looks like they're going to give him a single, see if they end up changing that in the end, but right now it is a single. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. is off the plate wide. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. That throw by Henderson was 3-4 feet up the line. At least 3. May not be 4. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Yeah, but that was one bad outing, Razor. You're talking about Scotty B. And that wasn't on him either. They left him out there. A lot of folks forget, they left him out there for one too many innings. He never should have been sent back out there for that last inning. The 1-1, swing and a miss is 1-2. People think these relievers can go out there for 2-3 innings every time. They really can't. And think about the 3 games that he helped the Braves win in extra innings. I mean, he single-handedly won 2 of them early in the year. They're going to flip it over to first to keep Allen close by. Acuna still without a base hit. He did walk his last time up. His batting average has plummeted 64 points in the last couple of weeks. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. And ever since he hit the home run against New York and the Mets started pitching him inside, he has not been the same. So I don't know if he's just second guessing himself, gun shy, whatever it is. He might be stepping a little bit off the plate, and that might be affecting his overall mechanics. The 2-2 misses high, 3-2. Full count to Acuna. We'll take another walk if we can get it. He has scored a run off that walk. The payoff pitch, down and away, ball 4. So another walk, we'll take it. He may not be getting bases and extra bases, but he's getting that walk, and that's not nothing. He'll head on down to first. First and second, nobody out.
Bravo. Bravo.
First and second, nobody out. And Matt Olson comes to the plate. First pitch on the way is a slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Olson's 3 for 3. A double, a home run, and a single, so a triple away from the cycle. With his speed, that's almost automatic. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, splitter. Down around the shoes, 1-1. 1-1 count. Scotty B comes set, brings it. Splitter misses. 2-1. You got Riley on deck and Profar in the hole. A 2-1 count to Olson. Allen at second, Acuna at first. Here's the pitch. Down and in, 3-1. 3-1. Nobody out. 2 on. Big pitch here for Scotty B as Olson digs in. Shadows are across the mound and the plate now, the 3-1. In the dirt, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. And that's going to keep the line moving.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House.
Smooth as it gets.
Pitching coach Drew French is going out there to talk to Scotty B. He's giving him word that he's been traded back to Atlanta to get off the mound. And Austin Riley is coming to the plate. Nobody out. Base is juiced. Ducks all over the pond. Frenchie will head back to home plate. Head back to his dugout, the third base side. Stallings back behind home plate. The base is loaded. We'll set up the screen so you can see if it goes and kind of plays it at the plate. First pitch on the way is a slider well inside. Misses the zone entirely. It's 0-1. That is a wide strike. But the thing is, and they're dissecting it left and right up on the Braves' vision. But the 0-1 swing fouls it away. 0-2. The Braves have taken advantage of a very tight strike zone top to bottom. He's been east to west. Much more on the inside to the right-handed batters is what I've seen. He hasn't been giving that call to the left-handed batters. He hasn't been giving that call to the right-handed batters on the outside part of the plate. It's that inside part to the right-handed batters he has been very lenient. The 0-2, swing and a miss, blew it right by him, strike 3. Austin Riley down on strikes, 2 for 4. He had the home run today. But that will bring Jurickson Profar to the plate, and with his speed, you would hope you could get a run home. Be a hard double play. A fly ball would score Allen with relative ease. It wouldn't have to get very far. First pitch on the way to Jurickson is a chopper back towards second. It's going to be a tough play. He's only got one play, and it's going to be to first, and that will score a run. Henderson had to hurry as Profar was busting it down the line, and the Braves take a 1-run lead. How about that? Here we go.
Well, the jerk star call. They're running out of you.
Profar, pro good.
It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
The jerk star comes through with the RBI. First pitch on the way is down and in to Baldwin. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Outside wide 2-0. So on the play, Allen comes home to score. The RBI goes to Profar, who's now 0 for 4, but he does get the RBI. And the Braves lead at 6-5. The 2-0, rocks and fires, down and in, 3-0. A base hit would most likely score 2. The 3-0, down at the knees, 3-1. Baldwin taking all the way. Standing on deck is Ozuna. So you know Scotty's not trying to load him up for Ozuna, but do you just want to lay one in there to Drake? The 3-1, swing, chops it over towards second, and that's going to end the inning. 4-3 on the putout, but not for your Atlanta Braves. Put one on the board. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Atlanta 6, Baltimore 5.
Well, the jerk star call. They're running out of you.
My issue is that anytime I'm sick, I feel like I sound like Miley Cyrus. Like it's got that rasp to it, you know what I mean? Like it's got that Miley Stewart in that bronchitis.
Hey, last week we were talking about the mouth.
Right.
My girl said you was right, bro. She did some research and she said it's mice for plural, man.
Hey, bro, I was just trying to help my bro out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Man. Me personally, my sisters sound more natural, bro. But hey, I guess you was right, homie.
Right.
So when you learn something, you got to pass it down to the youth, right? I go to my sister's house. I holler at my nephew. He 5. I'm breaking it down to him. I'm like, hey, I said, little man, it ain't mice, sisters, bro. It's mice, right?
Right.
Mouse, mice.
Right.
Goose, geese, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Moose, meese. It's
I'm
like
sorry.
that's what.
Wait. You said moose and what?
Oh, moose for one is moose.
Moose, yes.
And for 2 is meese, right?
You said moose and meese?
Yeah.
No, meese is not a word at all. Actually, it's already plural and singular.
Damn, man, what's wrong? Why are you doing this, bro?
I didn't create the English language, bro. That's just what it. I didn't make the rules.
How you know, bro?
Because I went to school.
Armchair.
Always you look for heroes. Always the people look up to see something that represents them, that is larger than they are, and if it's perfect, that they might become. As a young boy, when I was taken to my first game at Yankee Stadium, my God, Yankee Stadium, talk about awesome sights. To see Joe DiMaggio, to whom you could relate without knowing anything about San Francisco or anything else about him, but he was a baseball player. He didn't seem to have any other credential but his ability, and that was sufficient to make him a great hero and a great success, and therefore a great inspiration.
Braves lead at 6-5, though you would have liked to have got a lot more out of that inning. We do take the lead, and Austin Cox goes back to the bump. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Top of the zone. Splitter hits it. It's 0-2. You're going to have O'Neill, Mullins, and then Holiday top of the order in this 7th inning. The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. One-two count. Austin Cox's 8th pitch of the afternoon. 94, just misses out wide. Good frame by Baldwin, but didn't get the call. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. AC, man, I'll tell you what. He's been a nice little find off the scrap heap. 1 down. So hard to find left-handers in the Braves. Right now, I mean, knock on wood, we've got 3 pretty good ones. First pitch, or 4. First pitch on the way is a slider outside wide. It's 1-0. Usually teams are scrounging just to have 1, maybe 2. A 1-0. Up top, slider. About letter high. 1-1. 1-1 count. If they want to get really aggressive here, you could go. Is the 1-1. 94 inside. 2-1. If they could get everybody in order here, the 8th inning would set up nicely for Iglesias. Is the 2-1. That ball's going to get dropped into right center field. That's going to get to the wall. Harris flips it back into the infield, but with Mullins' speed, no chance. And it is a 1-out double for the Orioles. So 1 on, 1 out, runner at second. Now you got the left-hander Holiday, first pitch on the way. He shows bunt for some reason. The ball misses below the knees. It's 1-0. I don't know what he was doing there, because I seriously doubt he would bunt the runner from second to third, setting up with 2 outs. The 1-0. Swing, hits it hard. through the infield off the glove of Ozzie, and that's going to tie the game. Acuna will flip it back into the infield to keep the runner at first, keep him out of scoring position, but the Orioles have tied it at 6. Phillies lead the Reds 5-1 there in the 9th inning. Reds with their final chance at the plate. And that'll be it for Cox. So they were trying to get him there. We're going to go to Daysbel Hernandez here, see how this works out. Braves are tied at 6. We'll be back in a flash.
So there's a 99% chance I might end up on the watch list after this, but I don't give a damn. Look at this. So I found this missing dog. Don't worry, I'm going to return him. I'm not totally crazy. But he's going hiking with me first, and I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. It's been my dream to have a husky. Let me have my moment.
Gen X hotline, what do you want?
My kids are saying they're bored. What do I do?
Okay, kids are bored. Yes, okay, so tell them to go play in traffic.
But they're not allowed in the street.
Have a good day.
What?
Armchair.
Look, I am a 10. I mean, I might be like 2 5s being held together by like and giggles and stuff, but I'm a 10. Perspective. Hello. No matter how you got to the 10, it's still 10.
Here's what you do, okay? When you're in a situation where you're going to say, let me talk to the brass to see where we are as a team. When you're getting paid $43 million, you better be Sandy Koufax. That's who you better be.
On the evening of May 24th, 1935, Larry McPhail, general manager of the Cincinnati Reds, arranged for President Franklin D. Roosevelt to push a button in the White House that lit up Crosley Field in Cincinnati for a game between the Reds and the Philadelphia Phillies. Although the Kansas City Monarchs had used portable lights for years, this was the first night game in Major League history. The other owners were appalled. They were sure no one would come. Then they saw the money McPhail was beginning to make.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Jordan Westberg from Daysbel Hernandez is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Runner at first, 1 out. Hernandez flips it over to first base to keep the runner close by. Braves 6, Orioles 6, top of the 7th. You wonder if that inning will come back to bite us, the last inning where we had the bases loaded and just got the 1 run out of it. Bases loaded, nobody out. The 0-1 swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Just got to have better at-bats when you had those types of situations. The Riley strikeout was extremely unfortunate, the 0-2. Down and away. 1-2. You figure if Riley can hit a fly ball, anything to get that run home, and then Profar's infield grounder would have scored the runner from third, the 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. 2-2 count. What you'll have looking at yourself in the 7th inning, Marcell Ozuna will lead us off, and then it'll be Ozzie and Harris. Hopefully we can get down to Allen and then flip the lineup over. The 2-2. 98 up top. That was a strike, but once again, he's been pinching that all game long. So a full count. I'm sure they'll continue to look at it and show it up on the Braves vision, but he hasn't been calling that all day. The 3-2 pops it up high in the sky. Who wants it? Converging. Harris will call off Acuna for out number 2. It's kind of strange. It was like, honestly, nobody was taking charge, and it was like, you get it. All right, I'll go ahead and get it. It's really, realistically, that's Harris's play all the day long, being the center fielder, and Acuna was trying to make sure they weren't going to run into each other, and Harris He was just kind of half-assing it over there and finally realized, well, I guess I ought to catch this. I think his poor batting is starting to affect his effort in the field. The 1-0, right there, slider at the knees, 1-1. And that's just human nature. You're struggling at the plate. You feel like you're not doing anything. As he flips it over to first. We've seen this the last few weeks where he's like kind of soft tossing the ball into the infield and guys are going an extra base because of it. Kind of lollygagging. The 1-1, 98 right down the pipe. It's 1-2. If Hernandez can get Henderson here, that would set up Iglesias to start off with Laureano to O'Hearn to Stallings. The 1-2. Another low pitch, didn't get the call. 2-2. That one probably was out of the zone, but you'd like to get the call somewhere. If you're going to pitch me up high, give it to me down low. Mets have just blown open their lead with the Yankees. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, Daysbel Hernandez comes in and shuts him down. We'll have Marcell Ozuna to lead us off when we return. Welcome back. The right-hander Kittredge will come on. First pitch on the way is a slider right down the middle of the plate. It's 0-1. Marcell Ozuna, your batter. The 0-1. Swing, pops it up. Down the right field side. Misses. Out of play, it's 0-2. So no 2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, slices it foul. We'll do it again. The 0-2. Slider misses out of the zone. Good take by Ozuna, 1-2. Kittredge comes on with a 4.12 ERA. He throws a slider, a sinker, a change as his main pitches. The 1-2. Inside, sinker misses, 2-2. Two count. Swing, lifts it into center field. It's going to be a fly ball catch by the center fielder Mullins for out number 1. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is first pitch swinging, grounds an easy one into the glove of the first baseman O'Hearn. Gives that bat away, 2 down. Two down, and that'll bring our other dead spot in the lineup, Michael Harris. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch. Inside. Misses. It's 1-0. Actually a good take by Harris. He's been swinging at those. I'm sure Kitcher knows it. The 1-0. Grabs the edge with the slider. 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it, swing, chops it over to first. That'll be another easy out, and that is just a dead spot in the order. Harris and Ozzie, no matter where you put them in the order, you can't win. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves, Orioles tied at 6, heading to 8.
Tell me one thing that you trust more than President.
Gas station sushi, Somalian cruise line, prostate exam from Captain Hook, Helen Keller flying a plane, a mechanic who tells me my blinker fluid is low, breast milk from Bruce Jenner, a mixed drink from Bill Cosby, a blood transfusion from Charlie Sheen, carpooling with John F. Kennedy, going to the theater with Abe Lincoln, a girl who says, I'm fine, and a rattlesnake with a pet me sign.
Hey, yo, this message is for Apple. That new update that y'all made me do show people pictures when they call you. And now my girl know who Waffle House is. I'm probably finna get put out when I get home. Apple the fizz, bro.
Please help us understand, you did last time, why it ain't meese for plural moose.
I do not know why they created it that way. I cannot explain it because I didn't create it.
The scholar.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, help me understand. Mouse, mice, house, heist.
Yeah, that's right. Heist.
Is heist?
So you saying that's wrong too?
House and heist.
It's supposed to be house for 1 and heist for 2 or 3.
Yeah. Heist is not even a... Have you ever heard somebody something about a whole bunch of heists?
In 1938, MacPhail left Cincinnati and moved to New York to take over the Brooklyn Dodgers. He brought Red Barber with him.
No one ever came up with the expressions that Red Barber had. And so what he brought to New York, to the metropolitan area, was that country flavor that they were not familiar with at all. And so he became part of the language. I mean, there were just a million of them. Suddenly say, I wonder what that looks like when somebody leaps up against the wall or dives headfirst into second or bowls over the catcher. So they would come out to see what they had been listening.
Right field, back goes Ripple, and he can't get it to Homer. A mighty smack squarely out over right field.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Daysbel Hernandez is right outside for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, swing and a miss at the slider in the dirt. 0-2, you got Laureano at the plate. He will be followed by O'Hearn and Stallings. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. If you're wondering, in case it comes into play later in the game, the Orioles do not have a third catcher. So Stallings is stuck right in the middle of that lineup. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. 99 miles an hour. Oh, my. What a way. That ball just jumped out of his hands. That was an impressive pitch. Laureano gave a look as he was heading back to the dugout like, where the hell was that last year? We might have went a little further in the playoffs, my guy. Man. First pitch on the way is 98 off the plate. It's 1-0. He shows flashes, and I don't know what the issue has always been with Daysbel Hernandez, where he's so wild, but he shows flashes at times where you're like, man, this could be our closer. The 1-0, 97 at the knees, 1-1. One count. 97 paints the black. It's 1-2. They put a 2-1 on your screen if you're watching along at home, but he called it a strike. One, 2 count. They've now fixed it. O'Hearn with the double in the fourth and scored a run. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the slider. 2 down. Two up, 2 down, and that'll bring Stallings to the plate. First pitch on the way is in the dirt, kicks away. Four-seam fastball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, fouls it back. 1-1. Top of the 8th, 6-6 your score. Your box score looks like this: 6 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Orioles, 6-10-0 for the Braves. The 1-1, 98. That's a strike in most umpires' books, but he called it a ball. 2-1. On the day, the Braves have struck out the Orioles a total of 12 times. The 2-1 bounces to the plate. 3-1. The Braves have only struck out 5 times. But Dean Kramer, the starter, really isn't a strikeout pitcher. Braves in a bullpen game today, in case you're just joining us. 3-1. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. And Stallings will head down to first. He is a slow runner, so that could come into play here. With 2 outs, he'll head to first base. The scoring got started early. Bottom of the first inning, the Braves got a 2-run home run by Austin Riley to make it 2-0. Olsen was on base. First pitch on the way is a check swing foul off the plate. From Cowser, it's 0-1. Tyler O'Neill then hit a solo shot to make it 2-1, and then Westbrook hit a 2-run shot to make it 3-2. Matt Olson tied it up as the 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Matt Olson tied it up with the solo shot, making it 3-3. Then the Orioles and Cowser, who's currently at the plate, get a 2-run home run from him. It's 5-3 in the fourth. The Braves tie it up in the fourth, making it 5-5 with a couple of hits, and the 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So he gets the 1 runner on, but other than that, a great inning by Hernandez. Kind of what you expect from him. He'll strike him out and he'll walk a few. We'll be back in a flash here in Braves country.
Mouse, mice, right? House, heist. It makes sense, man. You right,
No,
bro.
you all are making up words. These words you've never heard. Like, just because it rhymes doesn't make it a word. Like, listen, like, I don't understand. Like, We went to the same school. I don't know where we missed each other and how the lines across. I don't know what happened. But listen, that's not a word. It's just house.
So it's okay for you to make up words, but we can't.
I'm not making up words. Look, I'm done, bro. Trying to help y'all grow, man. You teaching 5-year-olds me. I'm scared for our future.
It's very important that when you get in the batter's box to prepare to hit a baseball, you're fearless. You can't be scared of getting hit with the ball. If you're scared of getting hit with the ball, if you're back on your heels and a scout's watching in the stands, he's going to put a big X down by your name. It means you have no chance of ever becoming a baseball player. So don't be scared of getting hit with the ball. Look at it like this. If you get hit with the ball, you get to go to first base. That makes it faster to get around the home and score a run. So we're not scared. We're in the batter's box. Now, the next thing, we got to get a stance that feels comfortable to us. Don't try to copy my stance or don't copy George Brett's stance or Wade Boggs' stance or Mike Schmidt's stance. Get the stance that's comfortable to you. I just happen to have a stance that's pretty well spread out because I hit off my back foot. And don't worry about how you stand or how you look. And I don't hit the ball on the plate. If I hit it over the plate, that's a foul ball. So you hit the ball out in front of the plate, 8 inches out in front of the plate. You have to hit the ball out in front in order to hit a fair ball.
My first memory of baseball is radio. Listening on the car radio to Red Barber talking from Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. My father wanted to know how the games were going on. He was following Brooklyn. My mother and I was an only child, driving in the car, began to listen, I suppose, out of self-defense. And both of us, at about the same time, my mother and I, became caught up in the drama of the game.
DiMaggio swinging at the whistling line drive to left center field. It's a base hit. It's taken on the second hop.
Welcome back, Braves country. Brian Baker coming on in relief for the Baltimore Orioles. The right-hander is a 2.65 ERA, 37 innings, a .99 whip. Their setup man, 11 strikeouts per 9. First pitch on the way. It's a pitch to Murphy, who's down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Man, what the hell does Nick Allen have to do? He's 2 for 3 on the day, and they're going to pinch hit for him. The 1-0. 92 off the plate. 1-1. Problem is when you use Murphy, if he gets on, unless he hits one out, you use 2 spots in the order because Luke Williams has to come on. 1-1. Swings. Saws it foul down the line. 1-2. 1-2 count. So it'll be Murphy, Acuna, and Olsen. The 1-2. They set up inside. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was a great rabbit out of your hat there, Snit. Sitting down one of our hottest batters to get a guy cold off the bench. 1 away. I would have rather saved Murphy for something later in the game, extra innings, whatever, where you need that one big fly ball to get a guy home from third, etc. To lead him off in an inning is kind of, well, it's not kind of, it's downright, I don't know if I want to call it stupid, but it's definitely malpractice. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam inside. It's 0-1. Ronald Acuna Jr. 0 for 2 on the day. 2 walks and a run. The 0-1. Fouls it back. 1-2. Peta says she learned her Spanish in the streets. I learned mine in the kitchens, man. We always worked with guys in the kitchen that you had to be able to communicate with. The 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him, 2 down. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Maybe he can figure this guy out. He is dealing it. I guess my point is, too, as good of a glove you have with Nick Allen in these late innings, a lot of times that matters at short. You just lifted him out of the game for a hope and a prayer as opposed to actual strategy. First pitch on the way is a changeup off the edge, called for a ball. We'll take it. It's 1-0. Acuna, once again, man, he is 0 for 3 on the day. 1-0. Misses high. 2-0. It's a 2-0 count. Good thing is this time he only struck out once, because you like to see him put the ball in play regardless, because you just never know if he gets a hold of one. He gets scalded at somebody. The 2-0. Four-seam fastball misses 3-0. 3-0 count. If they can get Olsen to first, if nothing else, that would clear. Is the 3-0? Oh, right there. 3-1. It would clear you to, in the next inning, to lead off with Profar and Baldwin. But if you're looking at it big picture, if we go to extra innings, it would have one of our speedsters on the pads. The 3-1 fouls it away. 3-2. Full count. Hopefully Matt Olsen can just slam one out of into the chop house so we don't have to worry about that. Braves 6, O's 6, bottom 8. The payoff pitch. Swing, fouls it straight back. He was coming it with 97 right down the pipe. Olsen just fouls it back. We'll do it again. Full count. Once again, the 14th pitch of the inning for Baker brings it. Outside wide ball 4. So he will head down to first and see if we get a little something better to hit with a runner on base. Sometimes that affects pitchers. Riley, who's already gone yard way back in the first inning. He also has a double. I'd like to see him tag a second one into the center field fence. The first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 96, a little bit behind it. It's 0-1. It was an off-speed pitch that Riley hit the first time. It was a hanging slider. He's got to try not just to pull this with Baker. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it away. Slider. 0-2. Baker's either going to bring that high heat or the slider away. Either way, he needs to be pointing his foot towards right center field. The 0-2. They set up down the middle. Swing and a miss. Chase a changeup in the dirt. Strike 3. So Riley goes down 1-2-3. We'll be back in a flash. And we go to the ninth. Still tied at 6.
What are you doing? Excuse me? Are you really drinking a beer before work? You damn right I'm having a beer. What? Have you been to that job? No. Have you dealt with them idiots all day? No. Let me do me. Thank you.
There have been some really bad teams throughout baseball history, but the 1995 Yonkers Hoot Owls might be the worst. Their home games were played at Fleming Field. The infield was all dirt with lights so low that most fielders couldn't see a pop-up. Instead of dugouts, they had cage-link fences which provided no shade, making hot summer games almost unbearable. With no scoreboard, a dry erase board was hung on the outfield fence and operated by an intern. For batting practice, they stacked a garbage can on top of 2 others instead of an L screen. In order to get from one game to another, they used an unstable school bus with no air conditioning. Their roster was mostly comprised of local players. Every homestand, they would send out a new right fielder. After their first 28 games, they were 6-22. By the end of the season, they were 14-54. There were few wins that season, and even less people in the stands to witness any of them. In their last game of the season, they went out on a high, beating the Nighthawks 11-7, despite giving up 4 runs in the bottom of the ninth. When you combine this not-so-good team with its even worse field, you have the combination worthy of one of baseball's worst teams.
You would think that I had 1 year left on my contract. Can you just get 3,000 hits? And now the guy wants you to retire?
Now, they had a love-hate relationship, but how dare he say that to him? I think Mr. Kaufman was great to George, but that night, for whatever reason, he said that to George.
I said, you know what? I'm playing just to piss him off.
He might have been turning 40, but George Brett with a chip on his shoulder was still George Brett.
George Brett continues to tear apart American League pitching.
Why are you getting so whipped up about something as unimportant as hair?
It's more important than you might think. You let him get away with that haircut. Next thing he wants is earrings. Earrings turn to tattoos. Tattoos turn to crime. Crime turns to jail. And another bad haircut.
Welcome back. Raisel Iglesias will lead off the 9th inning on the mound. He'll fire first pitch in the dirt, well out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Slider down and away, nowhere near the zone. Ball 2, 2-0. 2-0 count. I mean, he's going to keep pitching like this. He's going to end up in this the 5th inning guy. The 2-0 misses. 2-1. I think Iglesias is going to struggle against this home plate umpire because he lives at the bottom of the zone as the 2-1. Just grabs the outer edge, 2-2. And he likes to pinch guys. Actually, they've got it as 2-2. I believe it's 3-0 or 3-1. The 3-1 pops it back, foul. Full. Well, let's stay in play. Olsen's going to give chase down the line. He'll make the catch right before the tarps over there on the right field side went away. So it doesn't matter, but it was 3-1. It's the Braves. For whatever reason, their production team does not understand the rules of baseball. But 1 up, 1 down. That's the headlines. First pitch on the way is down and in. Sinker misses. It's 1-0. I feel like they signed like a really bad contract with whoever runs the production booth several years back, and they're waiting for it to expire. The 1-0 inside. Misses 2-0. Because it is on a regular basis that they have the number messed up, and it's because they don't know the signs as the 2-1s. 2-0 swing and a miss, 2-1. They don't know the signs that the home plate umpire is giving behind the plate. So if they don't hear one of their broadcasters call it a strike or anything, they're guessing. The 2-1 in the dirt. 3-0. 3-1 count. Brings it. 94 inside, ball 4. So he'll walk a batter and he'll head on down to first. We'll change the view for you in case we get a action on the base paths. This will be his 3rd batter he will face. So if they want to go get someone else, he's got to face Holiday. But just keep it in mind, there's not a lot left to pick from down there. First pitch on the way is a slider at the knees. It's 0-1. Especially because you're staring extra innings in the face. Now, the guys you have not used doesn't mean that they're available, because sometimes they say guys aren't available. It's the 0-1. Outside wide. 1-1. But the guys that they have not used, Rafael Montero, Dylan Lee, Pierce Johnson. They're going to flip it over first. Man, that was close. Iglesias almost caught him with his hand in the cookie jar. Just got under the tag. It's kind of funny. We've gone in alphabetical order so far. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. So if we're going to go continue alphabetical order, the next guy in would be Pierce Johnson, then Dylan Lee, then Rafael Montero. And you could actually see a scenario where that takes place, because we went Aaron Bummer to Austin Cox. Oh, I'm sorry, De Los Santos and then Austin Cox. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, chase the changeup, 2 down. I thought we'd actually gone. Other than that, it's been alphabetical, because after that we went Hernandez and now Iglesias. Grant Holmes is on the bump tomorrow. In a perfect world, they'd like to end this and be able to save like Pierce Johnson and Dylan Lee fresh and ready to roll for tomorrow. They're going to throw it over there once again. Man, I'll tell you what, Mullins is taking a long attempt over there. He's taking a big, big lead. Iglesias almost caught him again. Matt Olson shook his head like, nah, we didn't get him. But, man, it was close. He threw him over there that time, and they say he got him. Now, Baltimore wants to see if they want to challenge it. Mullins thinks he's in, and they are going to challenge it. They got to see this play again, and this could just be because it's a ninth inning challenge. From the blind eye, it looks like he's out, but I haven't seen a slow instant replay yet. The play definitely beat him there. We'll just have to see. They're going to show the same view, but it's a terrible view they're showing. You got to show. Here we go. What do we got here? His hand. Yeah, he's safe. That's going to get overturned. But now he's used 2 moves. Unless he got him on the side of that jersey. Now that's an interesting point. I don't know how the umpire could have seen that. He may have gotten him on the side of that jersey because I'm looking at it again. And as his hand, it's really hard. You need a view above, and if they don't have that, they may not have enough to overturn it. I think logically, I would say he's safe. But you don't have a definitive view, and so that could be a problem. Here comes the call. They're going to call it safe. Now, you know if that was Atlanta, we would have never gotten the call. We never get those calls straightened out. They go, oh, no, not enough evidence. But if it's a team up there in the Northeast, so Iglesias will go back to work now, and runner goes with ease. He's going to steal second base with ease. No throw from Drake Baldwin. He's standing at second with 2 outs, runner in scoring position. He took off like a bat out of hell. You could almost guarantee he was going. In theory, if I were Iglesias, is the 0-1 that's popped up, can of corn. Ozzie should have it. That should end the inning. It will. I was going to say, if he wanted to, you could either pitch out there or you could have done a move assuming he's going to steal it with these anyways, so give him the ball. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. We grab the bats, bottom of 9.
It's a matrix of like finding a woman. You only get to pick 2. So you've got the triangle. You've got hot at the top. Yep. You've got sane, and then you've got single. Yeah. Okay. You only get to pick 2. Okay. So basically, if she's hot and she's sane, then she's definitely not single. If she's hot and she's single, she's definitely not sane.
I agree with this. This is the best matrix I've ever seen.
And if she's sane and she's single, well, she's definitely not hot.
I'll get to the bottom of this. Yeah. All right. Well, what was the name on the order? Spider-Man. That's very clever. Yeah. Ask him how it's possible for him to talk to you through a cut phone wire. How is it possible for you to talk to me through a cut phone?
Holy, Dennis is Spider-Man.
No one is Spider-Man.
Dad? Yep.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
You got anything to say?
What? Yeah, I said it already. It's happy birthday. What do you want?
Well, okay. Am I getting any gifts?
I don't know. That's Mom's department, not mine.
Do I at least get the day off?
Nobody gets a day off on their birthday. You gotta work.
You get the day off when you're
My birthday's on Christmas. Everybody gets the day off.
Including you.
Including me, yeah.
Look, so wait, so you don't know if I got any gifts.
Okay, let's talk about not what you're getting. Let's talk about what you're not getting. You're not getting kicked out of the house. You don't gotta turn in your cell phone. You don't gotta start paying for your own car insurance today. Let's be thankful of what's not happening to you. And move along. Happy birthday.
What an 18th, am I right?
Yep.
The road may come to an end here, Gehrig wrote his wife. Seems like our backs are to the wall, but there usually comes a way out. Where and what, I know not.
For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad break. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac McGee, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back. Felix Bautista, the Orioles closer, and he's a good one, is coming on to face Jurickson Profar and company. He's got a 2.64 ERA through 31 games. He's dealt with some injuries along the way. The last time we saw him, he was darn near unhittable. We'll see what the Braves can do here. Bautista, first pitch, swing, pops it up, high, out of play. It's 0-1. Thought that was going to be a can of corn over towards the first base dugout side, but it drifted out of play. The 0-1. Comes set, brings it in the dirt. They're going to say he went around. I got to see that again because that did not look like it. It's 0-2. Yeah, nah, he held up. Bad call by the third base umpire, Austin Jones. The 0-2. Chased it. Did he go around? He did not this time. 1-2. 1-2 count. Can't imagine Profar has seen him much. Spending most of his career on the West Coast and in the National League. The 1-2. Swing. Just got a piece of it. Stay alive. Do it again. The 1-2. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it once again. Braves 6, Orioles 6, bottom 9. Of course, if we can't score here, we'll go to extra innings and we'll go to the ghost runner rule, which I know is universally loved. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, chase it all the way. One down. Drake Baldwin, your batter now. Of course, he's never seen Felix Bautista. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Fastball, 98 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Felix Bautista, 6'8", 285. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1. They have Drake Baldwin listed as 6'1". I got to see that to believe that. He does not look like a very tall. I was guessing 5'10", 5'11". The 1-1. Swing, slaps it over to first. That'll be an easy out, 3-1. And quickly 2 down. So 2 down. Coming to the plate for a last chance here in the extra innings is Marcell Ozuna. You'd like to at least see him get on, because if not, he's your ghost runner and they're probably going to pinch run for him. So if he can at least get on, we keep his bat in the game in case it goes to a couple of extra innings. Maybe he can hit one out here. It's been a long time. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 98 miles an hour sinker in on the hands. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. Whoa! That ball almost hit him. That came very close to his noggin. Marcell Ozuna. Now what is that about? He was, man. Marcelo Ozuna did the eyeball thing towards the dugout. Maybe he wants to see if possibly the ball hit him. That more looks like to me what you tell your buddies at the bar, hey man, it's about to go down. I don't think, oh yeah, it did look like it may have ticked his helmet, but there's nothing that's going to be done about it. The 1-1, inside, fouls it straight back, 1-2. I don't know if it's an optical illusion, but it looked like the ball might have skipped just barely over the helmet. He must have felt it. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So he will be the ghost runner. They'll probably pinch run for him. We'll head to the top of the 10th. Extra innings we go. Tied at 6 here in Braves country.
There are 5 Little Debbie snacks they no longer make that they need to bring back. Debbie, I hope you're watching this. Number 5 is orange cream cakes. This was like summertime in a box. Taking a bite of one of these was just like eating an orange creamsicle, except it didn't melt all over you and make you look like Garfield. Number 4 is the Little Debbie crackers. I don't think Debbie had anything to do with this one. I think Oreo knew that when she did this, and she did it really well, she was coming for them next. I'm on to you, Nabisco. Number 3 is the Boston cream rolls. These were delicious, but they suffered some branding issues. See, this is the South. Little Debbie's a Southern thing, and nobody wants Boston anything. So just change the name, Debbie. Bring them back and make them the Biloxi cream rolls. Oh no, that's a bad idea. Number 2 are the PBJ oatmeal pies. I don't have to explain this to you. Look at this. I don't know why this went away, but it needs to come back because I feel like we are so close to Little Debbie making a fried bologna cookie. Just trust me, it will be delicious. Number 1 hurts because the wound is still fresh. Banana Twins, I don't know where they went. I don't even want to ask because nothing makes sense anymore. I just know that one day I know they'll be reunited because all of the world's greatest foods are at the banquet table in heaven. And I know right by Jesus is probably a box of Banana Twins.
Armchair.
In 1907, Albert Goodwill Spaulding insisted that Abner Doubleday had invented baseball at Cooperstown, New York in 1839. It wasn't true. But on June 12, 1939, the game's dubious centennial, the National Baseball Hall of Fame officially opened its doors in Cooperstown. 12 great figures from the game's past, selected by the Baseball Writers of America, were to be inducted, including Christy Mathewson, who had died in 1925, and Ty Cobb, who refused to appear in the official photograph, just to spite his ancient enemy, Kennesaw Mountain Landis. Babe Ruth waited to make a grand entrance, sweeping in to huge applause just as the band began to play Take Me Out to the Ball Game. He had forgotten his tie.
Rafael Montero comes on. Ghost runner at second base. Thank you for the donation, Taku. Didn't see it earlier. First pitch on the way from Montero is a splitter in the dirt. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch. Swung on. Chopped off the inner leg of Drake Baldwin. 1-1. Henderson 0 for 4 on the day. Home plate umpire Doug Eddings walking around the plate, giving Drake an extra second to regain his composure. The 1-1 swing, dribbles it over to second, and that's how you do it. 4-3 put out, but the runner goes second to third. And now the infield will have to be drawn in. Pretty good speed at third base in Jordan Westberg. Rafael Montero, Laureano will come to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Splitter in the dirt. It's 1-0. Standing on deck is Stallings. In the hole is Stallings. O'Hearn is on deck, the left-hander. The 1-0. Right there at the knees. Good splitter. 1-1. If he could get Laureano out without moving the runner, I would seriously consider walking O'Hearn to get to Stallings. The 1-1, swing and a miss, splitter, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Braves 6, Orioles 6, top of the 10th. Free baseball, the 1-2. 96. That hit the zone, but he's not getting these calls. Nobody's getting these calls today. I mean, you'd think at least we're sitting here in the 10th inning, Doug Eddings would start calling an honest strike zone. There's no rhyme or reason because he's calling some of those on the outside wide. That one were hit the paint. The 2-2 misses high, 3-2. So they'll probably try to go back to the splitter, I would think, and hope he strikes himself out. If not, you'll walk him, and they'll be looking to send Laureano with good speed to stay out of the double play. The payoff pitch, swing, hammers it down the third base line. That'll get through Riley. That ball's going to get down and away into the left field corner. Profar brings it into the infield, but it's a double, an RBI double for Laureano. That's the risk you take when you have the infield that close in. That ball was scalded. 2-hopper past Riley. Riley tried to knock it down. That ball was absolutely hammered at him. And they're going to walk O'Hearn like I thought they may. Thank you, Peter. So they'll put runners on first and second. 1 out. Jacob Stallings, he's a catcher, and he doesn't even run well for a catcher, so it's a double play waiting to happen. First pitch on the way is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, misses high, 1-0. Montero, a double play. You'd think they'd be trying to dial up that splitter. The 1-0. 96 well off the plate, 2-0. Montero imploding out here. A little surprised this is who they went to with the game on the line, especially when you're the home team. The 2-0, 3-0. That ball was nowhere near the zone. I mean, he is rattled. .30 count. Come set. Right there, 95 at the knees. 3-1. .3-1 count. Montero brings it. Swing and a miss. Full count. You got a full count. There's just 1 out, so the runners won't be on the move unless they send them. I can't imagine you would set up that with Stallings at the plate. The payoff pitch from Raphael. Swing, pops it up. Will it stay in play? Olsen gives chase over towards the first base dugout. It will not. It'll bounce into the crowd. And one of the young fans, she makes a barehanded catch. Good catch by her over there in the fairly good seats just past the first base dugout. The payoff pitch once again. Swing, hammers it down into the left field corner, and that's going to be trouble. Profar gives chase. 1 run will score. It's 8-6. Here comes the throw to the plate, and the throw was in time, but it was up the line, and the Orioles have taken a 3-run lead. Jacob Stallings does it to the Braves again. I mentioned how he's always seemed to come through against the Braves. He has had a terrible career offensively. He's always just a defensive backup replacement and a veteran, but he continues to haunt the Braves. It is unbelievable. RBI double. Of course, some of that has to do with the fact that Rafael Montero's in the game with the game on the line. Bad bullpen management once again. First pitch on the way. Swung on, dribbled over to second. That'll be a 4-3 put out, 1-2 down. Now that's the bad news. The good news is the Braves will have their own ghost runner on. And if they can get anything going in the first few batters, the top of the order would be due up after that. The problem is Brian Snitker burned his best pinch hitter a couple innings ago. As the first pitch on the way, swung on, chopped back foul. It's 0-1. You'll have Ozzie Albies leading us off. So it'll be Ozzie, Harris, and Williams due up. As you go 1, inside, 1-1. Depending on who they bring out of the bullpen, I would seriously consider pinch hitting for Harris. He's 0 for 4. He's looked clueless at the plate today. He struck out twice, and the other two balls were softly hit. The 1-1 right there at the knees on the intercut. Good splitter, 1-2. They may send Batista back out there for back-to-back innings. I don't know how often they've done that this year because he is coming off major injury. Meanwhile, the Mets are pounding the Yankees 12-6. We're not getting any help there. And I believe, double check the score. Baldwin goes out there to talk to Montero. Phillies beat the Reds 5-1. Marlins 4-2 over the Brewers. Diamondbacks 7-1 winners. Red Sox 10-3 over the Nats. Blue Jays 4-3 over the Angels. Cardinals over the Cubs and the Twins over the Rays. The 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. Other games you do have going right now that just begun. The Astros and Dodgers are scoreless out in Los Angeles, and the Tigers and Guardians have just begun as well. Later on tonight, got White Sox at the Rockies with the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So, but not before Rafael Montero coughs up 3 runs total. Only 2 can you really blame him. He inherited the first runner. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What are you looking at, you dirty old skank? What are you looking at, Popeye? What are you looking at, you piece of road trash? What are you looking at? Jeez, I can smell you from over here. What are you looking at me for? I'm not a bottle of Jim Beam.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Went to the WNBA Finals in Brooklyn.
Where'd you sit?
Get 100 levels.
Like the lower levels? That's the lower? Okay. What did you do with the rest of your $20?
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn covered with 2 layers of cowhide and stitched by hand precisely 216 times. It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away. The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter. The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
This sucks, and it's horse but I'm too polite to say anything, because I'm a class act.
Welcome back. Ozzie Albies will lead us off. First pitch on the way, 96. Well off the plate. It's 1-0. Yunier Cano is the pitcher. 1-0. Misses high, 2-0. He's had some struggles this year. Now, that doesn't mean much for the Braves because we can make anyone look like Cy Young. But he has a 4.55 ERA and 3 walks per 9. The 2-0. Top of the zone, hits it. 2-1. He puts Eli White to pinch run for Marcell Ozuna. Surprised it's not Fairchild. The 2-1 swing, lifts it towards center field. That'll be an easy catch. F8 in your scorecard, 1 down. That tells you they're probably not planning on pinch hitting for as Michael Harris will come to the plate for anyone later in the game because Eli White would be your best option. First pitch on the way, 95 off the plate. Gets the call, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, 95, 0-2. Well, of course, we get technical difficulties in the middle of the inning. See if we can get it back set right for you here in a second. 0-2 count. The screen just started spinning, so we're going to bring it back in. The 0-2 to Harris. Inside. Man, my man. If anyone needed to take one for the team, it's Michael Harris. He got out of the way. It would have hit him in the arm pad. Dude, stick your freaking chicken wing out there and get on first. What are we doing? You're not that valuable. The 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. He wears all these pads and stuff, and stick your elbow out there. 2-2 count. Swing, chops it off his instep. Michael Harris 0 for 4 on the day, dropping his batting average back down to 212. 2 of them strikeouts. His OPS, which is more alarming, is 557. That mainly means when he does get on base, he's not doing anything. He's been stuck at 6 home runs, what has felt like for about a year. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. I mean, if that does not earn you a seat on the pine, 2 down. And you're trying to tell me that you wouldn't have rather had Stuart Fairchild pinch running and Eli White batting for that? I mean, he just sat there with 2 strikes in the game on the line. Pathetic. Luke Williams will come to the plate as the Braves' last hope. First pitch on the way, down and away. It's 1-0. Now, if he can reach, the tying run would come to the plate in the form of Acuna, the winning run in the form of Matt Olson. The 1-0. 95 at the knees, 1-1. One count. Remember, 11 a.m. tomorrow, Braves country. The 1-1 chopper back towards second. Should be an easy play. He'll get him, and that'll end the game. Braves lose another one, 6-9. This time it wasn't the offense. It was poor bullpen management, and then it's some head scratching on what he did when pinch hitting down the stretch. Should have saved Sean Murphy for extra innings. He wasted Eli White as a pinch runner. You could have had Fairchild out there. Just another head scratcher, and I think the biggest thing that continues is we keep waiting to wake up one morning and say, there's been a change at the helm. We've got a new manager, even if it's an interim. Braves lose a tough one, 9-6. The bright spots of this game, though, Matt Olson went 3 for 3. Fortunately, he didn't get that another at bat. Austin Riley 2 for 5. They both hit home runs. Drake Baldwin went 2 for 4. And other than that, the offense, Nick Allen went for 2 for 3, but he was pinch hit for. Just another head-scratching performance in the dugout by the manager. We'll see you next time, Braves country. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone, He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.